It's super.
That was
Yo, listen,
wild.
man, and yo, he got the. Yo, he came to rep LA. Oh, no, he came with the Dodgers jersey.
He got the Dodgers jersey. He came ready.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know, get to know, man. This is Gilbert Arenas, the Don of Gil's Arena. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole gang. Shout out to Gil. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Shad. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kmart.
Damn, he got him right in the cup. You seen that? Yo, Gil, when's the last time you watched a baseball game, brother? I'm back on. I think I'm back on. I couldn't hear you there for a little bit, Gil. Can you hear me on your side? I can't hear you, Gil.
Is that better?
Yeah, that now you back on there.
Yeah,
Well,
I was saying,
when's the last time you watched a baseball game?
Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, McGuire home run years, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Oh man,
my high school days.
Did you play any baseball growing up, or straight basketball?
You know, I'm Cuban, so it was the family sport. From Tampa, Florida. So growing up, I played baseball, but you know, when I moved to California,
it was Cuban in you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So a lot of my people was in the Negro League.
That is insane, bro. That is crazy. That's nuts, man.
Yep. So yeah, but I decided the end of last year I wanted to start watching baseball. So I got loaded up on my Dodger stuff.
You should. Did you get to go to a World Series game, or you didn't?
No. It was after they won. I jumped on the bandwagon after.
I got you.
One of them.
It's good to jump on now. They got a squad, man. They got a chance to win. You know, in the next 5 years, they can easily win 2 or 3 more. Like they got.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they got a nice squad, man. They're first in the division right now. They've been killing.
What is the reason that baseball itself, like it used to be the staple of American sport, like what's happened in like the last 15 years that is not it's not as popular, like no one really talks about it like they used to?
You know what? I feel like I feel like last year Dodgers Yankees, that World Series has kind of brought that back. So I feel like over the past couple of years we've tried to get more within the culture. And I feel like we're doing a better job at that. I feel like we're reaching if you look at some of the like the viewership has gone tremendously up over the last couple of years, and I think Shohei Ohtani has a big part in that. Like, and him obviously having the whole country of Japan and the way he's a freak. I mean, some people say he's like AI material. Like he was made like this dude Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is a freak of nature. But so I think the last couple of years, I feel like we've been going in the right direction. Obviously having mega stars like Ohtani, Aaron Judge in New York, I think that helps. And obviously last year's World Series was something that kind of helped in itself.
Yeah. And I think and the rule changes too, bro. Like the speed of the game sped up, you know what I'm saying? So it's not so much because the thing was like if you was watching a baseball game, Gil, you sitting down for like 4 or 5 hours type of situation. Like that was a whole day. But now it's like, yo, it's like that. It's like an NBA game. Yo, I'm locking in with this. I'm watching this for 2 hours. It's gonna be over in 2 hours. I'm gonna get to bed. I'm gonna get to work on time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've changed that, Gail. So over the past couple of years, they implemented a rule. One of the rule changes was put in a pitch clock. which was never like we never had that. Like me as a player playing, we never had a pitch clock. We kind of dictate the game as a pitcher. I was a pitcher, so we dictated the game whenever we wanted to throw, we threw it. So there was times there were like human rain delays. You just walk around like taking, trying to regroup yourself. Now you have the pitch clock, so you have to be ready to make a pitch within, I think with no runners on is 14 seconds, and with runners on, I believe is 20 seconds. So the game is just moving. They increased the bases, like the bases are bigger now, so that allows guys to steal more bags. So they're trying to bring that excitement back, more contact. For a while there, pitching has kind of grown to the point where, guys are throwing over 100 like at will, right? Like that. So there was a time, like when I first came up, maybe a handful of us threw over 100. Now you feel like there's a player on each team that's thrown over 100.
Nice.
And they have nasty breaking balls, so that makes it harder to hit. So we're trying to figure out, like, man, like, obviously, as a pitcher, I love to dominate and strike out as many guys, but I think as the fans want to be able to see you put the ball in play and create more action. And I think we've seen that probably over the course of last year and this year a little bit.
Do you think they did a great job? Do you think they're doing a great job at globalizing baseball? Put all the different nationalities into it, like basketball, right? We're globally, like we can touch a lot because of the different races that we have. Do you think American baseball is doing that for the sport, where you have so many different country guys that are just killing it, and y'all are eating up those markets?
You see, so I would say, obviously, we have the American players, and the majority of superstars on the game are either obviously with Shohei, he's taking that to the next stratosphere. Oh, man, look at this.
Oh, shit.
Pete Alonso, damn, that was a bomb.
Jeez.
People like to see that right there, Gail. They like to see the home runs and stuff like that. But yeah, globally, I think we've gotten better. Obviously, Shohei coming in and being the type of player that he is, being able to pitch and hit, something that's never been done since Babe Ruth, that has helped out the game more globally. But the majority of our better players are either American or they're, Dominican or Venezuelan. So we got that part, right? Like they're gonna follow the game regardless. But how do we reach a different place? And I think you're seeing that more now because last couple of years we went to London to play games. Obviously, London is more known for soccer and baseball. They play more cricket over there, right? So we're trying to figure out how to expand the game in those areas. So we've taken baseball there, and I think that's helped, over the past couple of years.
Okay. Yeah, Aaron Judge playing cricket, bro. That shit'll break the internet. But yo, I think you know what it is too, bro. It's like the World Baseball Classic. Cause like yo, you tell me, man. Like with basketball, like the FIBA shit and like the like, Team USA is like is the team to beat. You know what I'm saying? So like when you get all these other, and now especially in the NBA, I think it's happening, right? So you're getting a lot of foreign-born players that are like the top guys. You know what I mean in the league. So like they'll go, like before it used to be a joke, bro. Like if in the Olympics, like FIBA, it was like, yo, y'all blowing everybody out by 50. But now you got teams like, you know what I'm saying? You got different countries that are like coming up, and there's more parity. And I think that's happening with baseball too, where it's just like Dillon was saying, like, bro, you get DR versus USA, you get Venezuela versus Puerto Rico, you get Japan versus like Chinese Taipei, like, you know what I mean? Like, and bro, the whole country is like locked in. You know what I mean? It ain't like here where it's like, yo, I'm watching football. I'm watching this, I'm watching that. Like they like, nah, we all at the watching this one screen type situation.
Yeah, last year they broke records in terms of viewership for the World Series, and I think obviously Dodgers, Yankees, you're talking about the two biggest markets in baseball. So that helps in itself. But having a star like Japan, Shohei Ohtani, where he has the whole country of Japan just locked in and tuned in. I tell you what, look, I went to regular season game this year. They had the first 2 games Dodgers played. They played the Cubs in Japan, and Shohei Ohtani, everywhere you walked, the dude had a billboard. And I'm like, and then the people will come and stop you. Like, they're like, man, this guy's like got to us. Like, this guy he's in another stratosphere.
They panicking at them.
Actually, ask you, who you think in the NBA? I know, like, is there a player that you feel like has a comparison to that magnitude? I know in NBA is
LeBron,
but LeBron,
like
global.
When you're talking about global,
yeah.
There's only a few global like icons, right? When people talk about superstars and mega stars, there's a jump, right? So you're talking about Magic was a superstar. Jordan became a global star. Kobe became a global star. LeBron is a global star. Shaquille is a global star. Right? I'm pretty sure Steph Curry is also. Right? I like, if I had to put my money on it, I'm gonna say Steph Curry is. Everybody else, you're a superstar. But when you're talking about they can walk into any country and people are gonna stop and they're gonna know who they are, it's them.
Yeah.
Yo,
right?
how much of that
the foreign guys, they're great in their country.
Yes.
But if we take them and put them in another country, they probably won't be noticed. Yeah. Right? So, you're talking about the Lucas, the Shays, you're talking about those guys, they won't be globally known.
Yeah.
Right? Giannis is getting there because of the Disney and stuff like that, but there's only a handful. I know T-Mac was touching it because he had Yao Ming with him.
Yeah,
that opened up that market there. That opened up that market there.
That whole population of China, you get that behind you.
That's a fact.
That's
bro.
Kobe, because I'm a huge basketball fan too. But I remember Kobe going to China, and it was like the craziest thing ever. Like, everybody was just kind of amazed and kind of appalled, but just seeing him.
I think Wemby has a chance to be the next one.
I was about to say, because the chat is asking.
Probably Wemby, because like he's already kind of global. Like, a lot of Americans know him. He's Europe. He's young. All he has to do is start winning, and then he does have the personality and the look, so he could be a global icon. But you just got to have that special it, man.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's not about truly success. The success helps you, but it's you. It's who you are as a person.
I agree with that. So in baseball, Shohei's about to come up. He's leading off. Shohei is a global icon.
Yeah.
And I think he might be the only one. I mean, Aaron Judge, maybe. He's, for me, obviously what he's doing on the field and playing in New York, and he's 6'7", and he might be. But those are the only two I would put in that, to be honest with you. As far as global, I mean, like, that's, that's a hard thing to really touch. But look at Shohei. Shohei.
They call him home run first time back.
But he leads the league in home runs. He's either tied or leading the league. He's putting up crazy numbers. Last year, he had a 50-50 year where he hit over 50 home runs, 50 stolen base. Every year, he does something new that, like, everybody's like, what the heck is going on?
Is he on the path to be the GOAT?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. If he stays like where he's at, like, it keeps.
Like, who is considered like the Jordan?
Right now, Shohei is Jordan right now. Because he not only is he I would say I would put him as probably the second best hitter, maybe third best hitter in all of the major league. I got Aaron Judge number 1. He just missed that, by the way. But he also pitches. He's also top 10 pitchers in the league. So nobody has done that since Babe Ruth.
Okay.
He's the only guy that's been able, like he's one of a kind. Like he's a superstar as a starting pitcher, and he's a superstar as a hitter. And now he's in LA in a big market. He goes there right away. They win a World Series ring. He has a chance to, potentially, win another one this year or the years to come. I mean, he's the Jordan right now for sure.
He's him, bro. And
he's definitely, like how many years? Like, is he past like somebody like Barry Bonds?
No, I mean, Barry Bonds is the best hitter. It's just he does both. That's why he does both.
He's just different.
Yeah, he's just different. Like you don't see it. Like nobody, and he does it exceptionally well. Like he's not a scrub as a pitcher and just a great hitter. He's like great at both. So if he does both for, let's say he plays another 10 more seasons, he'll be the best player ever.
Yeah. It's to put it in like NBA terms, Gil, it's like a dude averaging 40 points and winning Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jordan MVP here,
like MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 35, 10, like averaging a triple double, like just crazy video game shit. You know what I mean? Like, 50 homers and 50 stolen bases at his size, bro. Because he's like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, he's like 6. He's 6.
He's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not like, it's not like Ricky Henderson where he's just like small, quick. You know what I mean? Like
you got to come watch. You got to come watch him play. If they go back in the playoffs, I'll definitely have you come out and just watch so you can see, and you'll be amazed because because he's not pitching right now since he had surgery. He's coming back from that. He should be pitching probably the second half of the season.
Yeah, no. Right now, I'm not allowed in New York right now. Man. They told me they said I can't go down to Dykeman for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It was the cash out. It was the cash lander.
Oh, no, I ain't got that. Damn, the Knicks fans killing you, huh, Gil?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, you know why? Because
why'd you cook cat? I'm asking
Okay, look, I'm gonna just be honest. Look, so I'm listening to them argue back and forth, right? About it was the comments of they were tired of Cat and his defense, right? And saying he, this and he's not no effort. So I'm like, are y'all just gonna just point out the obvious? And I said he's a bitch, not the person to him as the man, but just like the female body of him, right? Like, he got longer legs than his upper, like, so he's not proportioned right. He has wide hips, right? Like a female, like, you know what I mean? So, and he got big feet. He's heavy topped, right? Small ass, right? So he's a wisdom tooth. He's a baby mama. And that's what it was. It wasn't like the man, he's a bitch, like, the disrespectful way. It was more like, he just like the WNBA.
Like a female is crazy.
You see the ones in the hood that want to fight all the time, small legs and ass, and they just got the big upper body. Like, do some legs, bro. Just straight out of jail, prison. You just do some form.
Right? You can't gotta do burpees, bro. That's crazy.
So, no, because it was more structure. I look at the detail of it. Like, all right. He can't or he won't play defense. That's two different things, right?
What's he got to do?
I'm like, well, I mean, he's limited, right? You talking big feet. You talking about wide hips. There's only so much you can do. You can't move ass like that.
Hold on. The Saucy Santana shit was crazy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Right? I mean, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Just.
I said, come on, nigga, that's a 10.
Look, if he started twerking from the back, you'd be like, yo, is that you, Jordan? That's all I was saying.
You tripping, bro.
He's starting to remind me of his girl. That's all I was saying. You know what I mean? Don't blame him. But that was it. So, they said I can't go down to Dykeman. So,
whoa! Now you good out there, yo. Listen, I'm giving the blessing of the Dykeman blessing. You good?
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, is everyone built like that down in Dykeman? What is going on down there?
He got
New York, just that area.
Dykeman got all the Dominicans over there.
Why they involved? I thought it was going to be like men built like baby mamas. That's the category, not who he is, not his race. Just like the Dominicans, y'all got to stand down. I'm talking about this bill.
Not everybody.
not
all of us.
Not Pebbles, not Peebles. Not them. No, just men with just wide hips.
What does he have to do, bro? What does he have to do? Because remember, in Kentucky, defensively, he was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like he was blocking shots. He was making shit happen.
What happened? So what I do sometimes when I make a take on someone, I'll watch him first. Right. So I'm the only one that fucking looks at the rundown. Right. So that's the one that frustrates me because I do my research and shit and I just make it entertaining. Right. Then sounding like an ESPN, I try to throw some entertainment in it. So watching him last year and this year, I'm sitting here like, he just can't physically move like he used to. So then I watched damn near a 6-hour highlight of him. I just playing video games, watching him. Kentucky in his first 2 years reminds me of what Luka was when he first came in. Because they were thin, they moved better. So he was a better defensive player. Now he's more heavy topped, right? And probably a couple of knee surgery. He's not as strong down there, so he don't move. He don't move laterally very well. So, right? So he will have to drop. He will have to drop weight, which takes away his strength.
Don't you think that that's going to limit him more as he gets older? You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to slow down more.
Yeah.
He built like the chance that he built like a dreidel. That's crazy. Y'all are wilding, bro.
Yeah. There's like if you learn from LeBron, right? There's one thing LeBron has shown us, but nobody pays attention to it because the hate of him just smears everything. He hasn't gained weight, right? When you're talking about 28 to that 35, you really have to be careful on what you eat. There's no, I'm going to take 2-3 weeks off when the season's over with, get drunk and party with the bros, and then you done picked up 20, 30 pounds, and then you try to use September to take that shit off. Don't work like that. So, with LeBron, fucking 24 hours after the season's over with, he's already doing ab work and working on his body. And, that's what Kareem did. That's what a lot of players have done. That's, Steph Curry, KD, they're not picking up that old weight like, most of us did. Like when I was if you look at my pictures when I was in Orlando, yeah. I was all just fat in the face, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I played at 208. At the end of that season in Orlando, I was 234.
Man,
Thinking I was muscle. Now, man, I was all fat, man.
Yeah.
The gym in the Cuban food spot.
Yeah.
Is that just going to change with obviously now, like you said, you mentioned the LeBron, the KDs, they've gone kind of, they stayed at the same level, being a little older.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you feel like some of those players are following those guys and being like, man, like we can't take too much time off? Right, like you have to, like the season's over. I got to get right back to it, because I feel like in baseball, a lot of guys are doing that as well now, where it's like the season is over and they have to keep their arm going, they have to keep their body movement, because the sooner you kind of shut that down, it's harder to pick that up, especially as you get older.
Yeah, see, no, the superstars are kind of talking to each other a little bit. Right. So, like LeBron will ask certain questions to when Kobe was alive, like you're asking, trying to find out why. Like, like Melo, what are you doing in the summer? Oh, yeah, because Melo has that type of body where, he missed a few months. You were like, who the fuck is that? Right. So, Melo telling about his diet. You got people asking the right questions. But for the most part, no one asks each other, man. When the season's over with, man, everyone's gone, man. You know what I mean? And
is it like shorties when they get a BBL and they don't want to tell who the doctor is, or is it just like we're not talking?
Facts, right?
They gatekeep it.
Advantage over you. If If I got an advantage over you, I don't want to give it to you, right? If I'm working out 3 times a day, I'm not telling y'all, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to be the face, right? I want the max contract. I want to score all the points. So I'm not giving you my routine, right? You know, for the most part, the players on my team, unless they went to the club and then left the club and came to the gym, they didn't know I was in there from 3 to 5 a.m. They didn't know I was there at 6 in the morning, already worked out, and then I come to practice like I just got there, right? They didn't know I was going to taking a cab, not the first, but taking a cab to the gym at 3 o'clock because I heard Kobe used to do that, and that's when I got to the gym to get my reps up.
That's crazy,
right? So you gotta find these because you don't know. You don't know. You just follow what the players in your team doing. So if you don't have a great on your team, you are limited to information.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You know, like that in baseball?
I think about Luka, right? Luka gaining weight. No one. He's never had anybody on his team that he can see every day that touch that next level. Kind of Kyrie, because Kyrie can tell him like, "Oh, LeBron did this." But unless you have that dude that's in that next room, the room you're trying to get into, you wouldn't know how to knock on that door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, getting second hand ain't gonna work. You got to get it straight from the source.
You got to get it straight from the source. Or everybody would have been Jordan or the next Kobe, and you would have seen Hakeem Olajuwon with the dream shake, and you would have seen players on the same team doing the same dream shake.
Yeah.
But he ain't teaching the niggas how to do his move.
No, fuck out of here. That's
I could definitely see that, man. With pitchers, at times you seen them. Some guys will help you out, but sometimes, like, some of the pitchers won't like to show you the grip they doing. Like, if they throwing a nasty pitch, they trying to keep that to themselves. They're like, nah, I'm not teaching this dude that. Like, I'm not giving him that.
It got to really, like, it has to be one of those things, man, where if you are one of those dudes that trying to get that knowledge, you have to come from a place of being humble, right? It has to come from not the competitive way, like, yo, I respect your game, I respect what you're doing. You know what I mean? I want to learn from you, whatever it takes. If I got to wake up with you every day, if I got to pay, I want to be great like you. And once they see like you really serious about it, then they accept you. But you got to think about Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, even KD. You're talking about a Kyrie, Curry. You're talking about a whole nother level of a work ethic. You just can't come in and say, hey, man, what time you work out? I want to be a part. Nah,
you got to be blindfolded dribbling 2 tennis balls at the same time.
Like, there's this thing where Kobe used to do this thing called blackout, right? Where he'll say, hey, man, you want to, hey, let's work out. Let's black out. And you'll be like, what's blackout? Yeah, we just going to keep working out till we pass out, till one of us pass out. He wants to see what you do. He wants to see you like, wait, what? Then he'll be like, you're not really serious about that. When you hear, all right, bet, let's do this. Let's do it. Like, that's the first step. You got his attention. Then he gonna say some shit like, meet me somewhere at 4 a.m. in the morning. Your ass better be there at motherfucking 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock? I'm about to say,
better be there at 3 o'clock.
If you're not early, you late.
You got to check a few boxes before he accepts you as a fucking person first. So when we hear people that say, man, he ain't fuck with me because you failed. So somebody like Paul Gasol, and that was his road dog. Everything media said about who he is, he's a hole, he's weak, he's this. He must have passed all Kobe's checkpoints for that to be his best friend.
Yeah, that was his dog. That was his dog.
You know what I mean? That means when Kobe called his ass 3 in the morning, here I come. He's there. They want to see that you sacrifice like they did.
On that same level. Yeah.
Yes.
That kind of reminds me, I mean, it's a little different, but I remember Carlos Beltran told the story of, he was at the All-Star game and, Barry Bonds was there. And obviously we talked about Bonds earlier where, Bonds is at a different level than anybody else. So, I think in that locker room, he was everybody there was kind of afraid to approach him. He had like 4 lockers all to himself.
Yeah.
Usually you get 2 lockers. He had like 4 or 5 lockers all by himself. So Beltran was like, man, I need to talk to this guy. Like, I just got to figure it out. Like, he didn't know how to approach him. He's like, and I think he's seen Barry Bonds. I don't know if he had like tobacco, like he was dipping, or he has something that Beltran noticed, okay, I'm gonna offer him whatever it was, coffee, tobacco. He's like, I'm gonna offer him this just so I could get this conversation with him. Once I get this conversation with him, I'm in. I'm gonna talk to him about certain stuff. And then after he did that, Barry Bonds took him in a cage, locked the cage up, and it was just a one-on-one session. And basically, Beltran was like, bro, this was the best shit in the world. Like, I'm getting clues from fucking Barry Bonds, like this, Bonds best hitter, for me,
ever.
Generation, like watching that was my favorite hitter.
Yeah, but that's what I said. Now think about what you said, man, that he had to approach him. And then once Barry said, all right, cool, I'm going to teach you something. I'm lock you in a cage that is me, you. Now, if you ask everybody who's ever played with Barry, it's probably him and somebody else. That lets you know, man, greatness don't transfer like people think it does. Just because you're around someone great don't mean you
gonna absorb the shit. Like
transfer to you like that. Sometimes motherfuckers are just fans and teammates. Right? There's some people that they don't want to take the next step. They're happy where they are. Right? I'm averaging 21. I'm like third option. I'm good right here. I do any more work and jump into that extra. You're going to start demanding more. I got to work more. Niggas don't want that.
Yo, that's crazy because that shit reminds me of a story of a dude. I can't remember his name now, but it was a dude who was like I averaged 19, 20 type of dude. But there was a story about him where he was like, yo, he had like 19 at the half or something like that. He's like, yo, I got to stop scoring because then they're going to make me an all-star. And then that like, something like, yo, I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that responsibility. I don't want that like pressure. Like, let me start and have my average 19 and just get my little 20 M's a year, bro. I'm good. Like, I don't want none of that superstar shit. Like, I'm rejecting all that. I think it was Kevin Martin.
Yeah, Kevin Martin.
Yeah, I was like, that's a wild mentality, bro.
So he was just cool with averaging whatever he had. Like, he didn't want to do more than that.
Because, listen, like
expectations rise.
Imagine you have a routine, and that routine has gotten you here, and you are what you are. Now, for you to jump into this extra level, an all-star, an all-NBA player, you have to change up that routine now. How you got to where you are is how you got there. To get there, you got to do different things. Sometimes people don't want to do different things. I come into practice at 10 o'clock, right? Do my little personal. We practice at 11. I'm out by 12:30, right? I get to go home, be with my family. I average 19, 20 doing that. I'm cool with that. Now I got to start coming back. I got to come to practice at 8 o'clock now. Now I can't take my kids to school. Then I got to come back at 5 to 7. I got to do I'm not doing all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, it's crazy you say it like that because, I'm trying to translate some of this stuff to baseball, but you look at a guy like Aaron Judge, right? And Aaron Judge, rookie season, hits 52 home runs, right? Like, guy, obviously he's been one of the best right-handed hitters since he started playing. But what you see from him is he's gotten better within the, every year he gets better. He figures out certain things that's going to make him better, but that requires more time or work on something maybe different. And that's why he's at this level where a guy like, you guys mentioned Kevin Martin, where he was, I don't know him, but maybe he was satisfied with this and he didn't want to put extra work to get to, so.
It's demanding, man, where you're talking about extra meetings, you gotta so what Ed Man said, right? I don't want to be the face, right? At 23, he doesn't want to be the face of a NBA, right? It's
That
the
sounds crazy.
NBA, it's not just fucking Wolves, right? We're talking the NBA. That means talk patterns got to change, dressing got to change, how you move in the streets got to change. Yeah. Sometimes your friends got to change, right? How you move in the streets, right? All that clubbing late, getting pictured by baby mamas coming out of Woolworths, right? All that shit got to be cut out, and some people is not ready for, especially a young kid, right? Like if you tell Ja Morant, hey, listen, Ja, to be the face of the league, you got to cut your hair. You got to get security guards. You got to move a different way. You got to sound a different way, right? You got to be more robotic. You got to be correct, right? When you're young, fuck all that, man. You know what I mean? I'm from the hood. I got this. I got that. I got 40 million. I got 40 M's a year in my pocket. That's all you see, right? That's it. I got 40 M's. What I need, right? You know what I mean? Okay, LeBron makes 15 million more than me. Shit, I got all this to make 15 more M's. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, you know what I mean? But that's the thought process. But they don't realize it's not 15 M's. It's legacy. It's 15 million today.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 2 billion later. Right. So
with the brain deals and shit, man.
So me growing up in the valley, you know what I mean? I'm with, Jewish. We're a mixing pot here, and so I learned a lot of culture early. Right. So when I started making it, when I made it to the NBA, listening to GMs, listening to businessmen talk about why they like this person versus this person, what hairstyle prejudging, like, oh, he kind of looks like a thug, like learning, just understanding what the average person looks at and what upstairs and management looks at. Right, understanding why this guy is a superstar, not this guy, but they got the same numbers, right? Understanding, like I even did research on parenting. How many mega stars in all sports got two parents versus one parent versus the father or just the mother? You know what I mean? I was doing all that to see, okay, which one is more successful, right? When you're talking about the mental part of it, like both parents, that athlete is more mentally stable, doesn't go too high, doesn't go too low, right? When dealing with just you have a single mother, that athlete might have the mother side of it where they can go red and have a quick temper, right? So I did the study on stuff trying to figure out like what makes a great superstar, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I asked, I used to ask the owner, like, you the billionaire, dog. You the one who makes the money. What are you looking at? What did you see in me? What do I need to do to be the face? Do I even have it? You know what I mean? Like, right. Do I even have it? Am I even one of those guys who's even capable of being a superstar? Because when he first was recruiting me, because Jordan just left, and he said, with your smile, your youthness, right? You can take over DC. Like, all right, right? Now he's like, no, listen, when you're talking about like, you're attractive, girls, you know what I mean? The female audience, they would think you're attractive, right? Just make sure you keep your hair clean cut. Then he started showing me all these different people in different sports. They all resemble the same.
Good appeal.
Right? He said, you got to think about female, gays, then men are last. Men, they only looking at performance. Right? They're looking at performance. It's performance-based with men. Women, how attractive do you look while doing this shit? Right? You know what I mean? And that's
Jalen Hurts is selling mad jerseys, bro.
No, we went from music, so I had a crash course, and this is real shit. They told me, like, tuck my jersey into my tights. not my shorts, into my tights, so you can see the shape of my booty for the women and the gays. Right? And it said, at home.
Don't kill.
I'm dead ass serious, man. They told me, do not wipe my face. Do not wipe my face on my home jersey like this. He said, because aesthetically, right here, it turns brown from the dirt, and you're having a white jersey with dirt here. They said, take your shirt out, wipe like this so the ladies can see your abs.
Yo! They say, yo, fuck the triple threat, fuck defense, nigga. Wipe your abs, show your abs.
When you throw your jersey out, throw it to old, right? Old people, kids, ladies, men last.
That's crazy.
Right? And I was so you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, right? And then I started, like implementing some of them. Right? And it was right at the perfect time when the NBA put the dress code in. Right? And I became just popular. I'm on the cover of a video game, not because I'm averaging 29. There's three motherfuckers in front of me.
Yeah, but you still, man, shit. You were one of the top scorers in the league at that time.
But there's people in front of me that's better. But I became like
more marketable.
More marketable. Like even with tattoos, right? And it was like, I know you're young. I know you're gonna get tattoos. Make sure they're corporate tattoos. Fuck, it's corporate tattoos.
Yeah, what's that?
Everywhere. Put them everywhere we can.
Visible?
Yes. So no arms, no neck.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure your jersey can cover it.
Got it. Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
So you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, all right, what about hair? And we went through hairstyles, and it was one of those things where, for some reason, corporate America accepts braids, not dreads. I don't get it. Like they're trying to accept it now because you got like Ja doing it, but they braids seems fine. But other than that, they like the low cut, the little curly top. I asked, man. I wanted to know.
I remember when I first came up, like in youth baseball. I grew up playing in Brooklyn. Most of my baseball was in Brooklyn, and I would wear my hat like Dontrell Willis to the side, and then some of the scouts would be, yo, Dellin, straighten your hat up, like make sure your hat's straight, like fix your hat. Like I'm like, yo, but my man Dontrell Willis is cooking out there. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I mean, you were way, which is good for you to ask questions, right? Because that's how you become knowledgeable and obviously having a lot of
nah, bro. But I ain't gonna let you sit up here and act like you wasn't a bucket getter, bro.
I mean, but of course that helps. But you know what I mean, like, but I'm getting like real information from the owner, right? Like I want to be the face. What do I have to do? Like, how do I have to conduct myself? Because for you to get them bags, right? You got to know what the fuck they're thinking, right? So, fuck the general manager, right? Fuck the assistant general manager. Fuck the coach. I want to get to know the nigga that write that check. Right?
You went straight to the top.
Yes, I went. Hey, good morning, Mr. P. How you doing? What's going on? You doing a run today? Like, you need anything from me? Like, you know what I mean? Hey, Mr. P. You got some of the staff members, some of our older ladies. You got metal chairs. They're kind of old. Can you get some new cushions for them so they can, so they can wash the doors or whatever? Okay, yeah, you know what I mean? So, I inform them what's going on, what needs to be fixed, right? Like, this is your business. I'm looking out for your business, right? Hey, we need this, right? So helping him with his business helped me with my business. And the business was me. Like, treat myself like a business.
At what age that I know you said DC, but at what age you told yourself, you know what? I'm treating myself like I'm not looking at myself as just an NBA player. Like, I'm gonna treat myself like my own brand, my own like business. Like, I'm leveling up.
To be honest, I was just tapping into it. I didn't fully get there, right? That 2006, 7 at 5, 6, 7, around that time, me speaking with the owner, trying to understand, trying to cut out some of the bad habits, right, that I had. Right. Like, so I was, understanding it and implementing them. Right. So I ended up getting hurt. And then once I got hurt, it was like, well, there ain't shit to do.
Yeah.
Right. Like I had like one thing I did do was with my shoes, right? I collabed, right? I had all these little deals around, and I'm like, well, hold on. Everybody who's in business with me, we should all be on the same accord, right? So I had everybody sit in a meeting. I said, okay, Adidas, I have my next shoe. I want, 20 different colorways, and I want them in different cities, and I want collabs, right? I said, I'm doing, I did the NBA Live. I want you to create a shoe color for yourself, right? Cuba, they did a colorway. LA colorway. And Microsoft did a colorway. Slam Magazine did a colorway. I had a company in China do a colorway. So I tried to sign Lil Wayne. This is crazy.
And this is early though.
Yeah, this is before. I listened to the Carter 3 and I said, oh, he's about to turn over and be a pop guy. I created this colorway for him.
Yeah.
this was supposed to be Lil Wayne's colorway. The Carter 3 colorway, and what ended up happening is it was done by Underground. Adidas didn't think rappers could sell shoes.
That's crazy. Damn. That's good. And then Reebok came and said, let me
Reebok signed Sean Carter,
Sean
50 Cent, and then they started dibbling, dabbling, and found the right person. Then now that's all they want now.
Yeah. Damn. That's
like if you look at my shoes from 07, you're talking about like I had colorway. Oh, Benny Hannes did one. The Benny Hannes in New York created a colorway. So if you think about 07, there was no colorway shoes back then. It's either team shoe, team colorway, or just black or white, right? So when I did the 20 different colorways, it was unheard of. And then the way I wore them in the court was NBA rules were you can't wear non-team colorway shoes for a game.
So, I didn't know NBA had that because baseball had that for a while. It's now we kind of relax with that.
Yeah, so for a game means for a full game. So a quarter is fine, a half is fine. So that's what I was doing. I'll just wear the shoe for a quarter or half, never for the full game. So because I found that loophole, they couldn't find me. They was pissed.
Yo, that is crazy.
The Lil Wayne piece is crazy though, bro.
Yeah.
Like
that's
wild. Cause it's crazy. Cause like now, like you think about shoes, like motherfuckers is not really buying sneakers. Like, yo, I'm a hoop in these. It's like I'm wearing these with a fit.
And that's what my whole thing, low tops, right? I want to be able to wear with jeans, like I don't want the highs or the wear with jeans. So every day people can wear them.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely you could dress up and dress down with a lot of some of those stuff. But man, that's crazy, man.
It was just studying it, man. It was just it's like, is there a way where you can? I guess now you can say create a superstar that has no talent, and the answer is yes. Right?
Oh,
you can create a superstar that's very viral, that's very popular. That the game don't need to match.
Nah, they gotta have aura. That's it. If they got aura.
That's kind of wild how you say that, man. Like that is crazy. There's players that are bigger than superstar players, and they're trash. They're not good.
Yeah.
But you see some of the stuff like, obviously with social media being so big, like they're doing stuff differently than that. Actual superstar might be quiet when it comes to doing stuff like that, and they're like visibly more known than the actual superstars now.
Yeah, because most superstars, man, they want their private life. They want to just go. They just want to do their work and go home. right? And when you a superstar, man, you got to think about them homes. Like you're so bigger than life. You got to somehow make the average person identify with you somehow, right? And usually companies sell the parenting, the fatherhood, the family. So when you think about some of these mega stars, them being married and having a kid, that's easier to sell to families.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's just like you. Got a child and a dog and a white picket. You know what I mean? So that's easier to sell. Like you got to remember, they're trying to sell tickets. I'm trying to sell packages of seats. I don't want to sell fucking one seat to this single girl because this nigga just single. No, I want to sell the family packages, and so that's so they usually like the married life usually kind of is the easier blueprint to follow.
Yeah.
So they'll do that. Like the league will push that. Like even if you like the nicest, like numbers wise, stats wise, you like top of the top. But if you got like you're saying like, yo, here's my high school sweetheart. We got 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and we got a dog that's hypoallergenic, and we got a nice house, and my wife be cooking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
American Public, oh my God, he's just like us.
Oh, she made a salad.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's how you got to look at it. I mean, once you like look at it from a certain angle, then it's easy to just like, all right, I need to move this way.
The business of it,
yeah.
Like autographs, like when I go in public, I sign all autographs, right? Because I don't know. I look at it like this. I don't know who is who and who they gonna be, right? I don't know who you're gonna be. I don't know who you are right now. I don't know who you're gonna be later in life, right? So me signing an autograph to a 14-year-old a day, in 10 years from now, I'm struggling and shit, and that 14-year-old is now 24, own his own company. Like, oh, hey, you signed and took a picture with me. Hey, man, what are you doing? I got a job opening.
Favorite.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now I'm this motherfucking puppet. Shit.
But yo,
hey, I got a job though.
Yo, now you're consulting.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Hey, but you,
yeah.
Look at Shohei right there. Look, this why.
Yeah.
And this is why he's so good. He get on base and he can easily steal second, steal third. Then you just get a hit and he's in.
Yeah. So now the pitcher for the Mets got to watch him because like he's a threat to steal. When usually a guy that size, you don't really got to worry.
What's his
take over you?
Do they know it's 40? Do they do 40?
They don't, in baseball, like they do more 60 yards than 40 yards, but they do home to first base. So from the time he makes contact to first base, and I think if I'm not mistaken, he's top of the league when it comes to that.
So he's that fast?
Yeah. He's bro, he does every like he does every like he's I'm telling you.
So he's a freak. So he's on LeBron.
Yeah.
So he's on LeBron.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Like, and so to put it back to bring it back to the international conversation we was having earlier, he's so global that the last World Baseball Classic, it ended being Japan versus USA for the final. And like, bro, it was, you couldn't write this shit, bro. So Mike Trout is one of the best, after Aaron Judge, probably one of the best hitters in the game. And him and Ohtani was teammates on the Angels at that time.
Yes.
So then the last out of the last game of the whole series was Ohtani pitching to Trout, who's his teammate, getting to a full count, bro. It was like drama. Every pitch was like, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of like environments. So, man, like that, I think that was his like coming out party for real. Like
Shohei obviously struck him out. And then Japan went to win the World Classic at that time. That was a couple years ago. But even going to that, I remember that Japan versus USA matchup. Like the guys on the Japanese team were in awe all the superstars that are on the USA team. And Shohei basically had a meeting with them like, look, I get it. We like this, we've been seeing these guys play at this level for such a long time, but today, we're gonna get this done. Like, and they got the shit done, bro. Like,
was he this big when he was with the Angels?
I mean, he was always, as a player,
it was like gradual.
He's always been big. He has the country of Japan on his back, but he came to LA, obviously, an even bigger market, and they won the World Series right away. So, so he's kind of exceeded everything.
So, do you think that the move to the Dodgers, like if he would have stayed in Anaheim, will his name be at the same level as it is at the Dodgers?
I don't think so. The reason why I say no is because with the Angels, they never made the playoffs. So once you go to the playoffs and win a World Series, all eyes are on you. So he, got there with LA. They won right away. So obviously, as a baseball player himself, he was going to be Ohtani regardless. But him going to LA has gotten him even bigger.
Profile.
He's always been big, but now he's even crazy.
So Dodgers and Yankees are like, if you are a superstar, that's who you want to. Those are the two teams.
Two biggest markets.
By a mile, like by a long shot.
Think about it like Shohei got $700 million, right, for 10 years. He deferred about 98% of his salary. Right, but the only reason he was able to do that because he's making $60 million off the field. Nobody in baseball does that. Like the second, let's just say Aaron Judge, right, or like Bryce Harper, they might make $8 million off the field, right? And that's the top. Shohei's making 65 million off the field. So he deferred most of his money, and that's why Dodgers been able to add a plethora of stars to that team as well.
That's crazy.
That's great,
That's like in the NBA, if like they not eliminate the salary cap, but like do, what I'm saying? Like find loopholes. Like you were saying with the shoes, like find loopholes to just get a team that's like, bro, the East All-Star. You know what I'm saying? Team.
We got a few people that deferred. But it wasn't defer to help the team. It was more defer to give them the max plus protect them later on. So, somebody signed like an $85 million deal. 20 million of it was deferred. When he retires, $1 million for 20 years after he retires. Like there's been deals like that.
How does that work? Like, does the player wants that like later or because it doesn't benefit the team, you said?
It benefits the team because they don't have the money stays with them, but it doesn't I don't think it changes on the salary cap
on the way you maneuver. That's what I meant. Like, it doesn't help you with.
I don't know because we didn't have those issues for me to even know that knowledge of that. But usually it was like the agent being scared because his client spend a lot of money, and they'll do like deference of when you retire, at least you might be broke as a motherfucker, but you're gonna get $1 million every year for 20 years.
You're gonna get an annuity, nigga.
Yeah.
Like you ever heard of the Bobby Bonilla one with the Mets? You heard about that one, yeah? So he deferred his shit with interest with the Mets. So the Mets, he retired. I don't know what year. Maybe the check can help me, but he gets paid $1 million every July to 2036.
How long has he been done?
He's been done for like
since the late wait,
probably more than 15 years.
Yeah.
The chat might check. He probably retired a middle.
01.
What was it?
2001 was his last season.
2001, and he gets $1 million every July. He deferred his.
On July 4th, he gets $1 million, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
Crazy. Best deal in the world. Bobby Bo.
I mean, so probably nobody was doing it back then, huh?
Yeah, not like that. He got it with interest. So his shit was like
But you know what the crazy shit about that was with the Mets, because I don't know, Gil, I don't know how far your baseball knowledge goes, but the Mets used to be owned by the Wilpons, who had money invested with Bernie Madoff, and you know how that shit ended up.
Yeah.
So then that was part of the reason why he got that contract, was because they were like, "Yo, our money's tied up. Like, instead of we can't even pay you $2 million this year. So instead of doing that, we're gonna sign you with this deal. It's gonna, like, the back end is gonna be crazy." And he was like, "All right, fuck it," and he did it, bro. And it was the smartest movie ever fucking made.
Yeah, hey man, that's just, sometimes you need luck on your side too. Just be there at the right time.
Right. So boom, the original deal was for $5.9 million, right? So they deferred it, and with the interest, it ended up being 29.8 M's. So he like,
so he didn't take no money.
He took like $1 million instead of the 5. He took like $1 million up front, and then they deferred everything else with interest, which was crazy. Because like the interest part is the crazy shit. Like deferring $5 million is like, all right, whatever, bro. But that's like, because baseball deals, like, I look at NBA deals and baseball deals, and having y'all both here to talk about it is great, because baseball, it's like, bro, you'll sign a dude like Juan Soto, for example, just signed 800 M's.
15 years.
15 years. Like, who, like, I can't even think of, like, what's the longest NBA contract that you've ever seen? Like,
so when I first came into the NBA, there were 7-year deals, right? So if you look at Glenn Robinson, okay, so before me, right, I think Stackhouse was his year where they kind of put like a cap on years. But before that, like Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, and them, they can come in and sign 10-year deals, right? So like somebody like Big Dog, people don't know the deal Big Dog came in with, he never signed another penny after that. So that was it.
He got drafted, or the first actual like big like free agent sign, you saying?
No. His rookie deal was his only deal. Right?
How many years?
Because it was like a 9-year deal.
Yo, that's crazy.
Right? So what ended up happening is they start shortening their deal, kind of hurt them. Right? Because if I can sign, let's say, Cooper Flag, 10 years, 100 million, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's the smartest business move I can do. But I don't think they thought about inflation, and the game was going to be building on top of what it is. So you're talking about 4-year, 3-year deals. Now dudes is being great, and they're capitalized, boom, 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 hitting you in the head with the 12.5 increase on top of their last year deal. That's why you have to opt out of your deal. So when you're opting out, you're not opting out to leave. You're opting out to
re-up.
12 point. Yeah, it's like a full re-up.
Yeah.
Like I don't want 12. Like if I'm making 36 million, I don't. If I sign an extension, it's 12.5% off of the 36 million. If I say I'm a free agent, you have to sign me a whole full year deal. So yeah, my first year might start off at 35 million, so I kind of like lose $1 million, but that second year will be 42. Versus if I did the what's the name, it would have been only a 12.5 increase. So most of those guys got to opt out.
You know what's crazy? You're talking about that. So like one of the top players in baseball, Ronald Acuna, he just came back from injury. Mm-hmm. And what the Braves did is they got him early. They signed him to an extension early because they like, if this dude gets a free agent, he's getting like obviously with what some of these guys are getting, he's getting over 500 million. So they gave him an 8-year deal for 100 million with a couple team options. So he like Braves hit a home run in that deal because they basically signed one of the biggest stars in baseball, got him on a team-friendly deal. And for him, obviously, he see it as a security. He's a guy from Venezuela. He's like, let me just guarantee myself with his 100 runs. Yeah. But it ends up being like the team makes out the best right there.
Right. Yeah,
a lot of smaller market teams. I mean, not that Braves are smaller market, but some teams that don't spend as much as the Dodgers, the Yankees, those guys will give out team-friendly deals early, especially to some guys they see they got their futures bright.
That can max out. Yeah, like to build like dynasties, right? If you just look through history, you have to be lucky and you have to see someone who's going to explode and catch them early, or an injury like a Steph Curry, an injury to that player where we get him with a good old contract. Yeah. And then you become the face of the NBA on $60 million, right? Now you done save so much money because your best player is damn near the third highest. You can sign a Kevin Durant.
Right.
And that's for the same thing with MJ, right? People don't understand. MJ never took pay cuts. He just signed some horrible deals this first couple of years. He signed like a 6-year deal, then he signed an 8-year deal, then you know what I mean? He couldn't get out of those deals because he was signing long deals.
He
was signing long deals, and then at the end he got to hit him, with the 33, the 31 and 33.
Yeah, he signed like at that point he started signing big
contract,
deals, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, the numbers are getting crazy, bro. Because they saying Ellie De La Cruz on the Reds, he's one of those guys that's like a superstar. Like, can hit for power, gets on base, fast, steals bases, has charisma. You know what I'm saying? Is a marketable dude. They fucking around. They saying yo, when he hits the market, he might fuck around and command $1 billion just because of the numbers that are going going, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, Juan Soto last year, $800 million. Now, the question is this. NBA got a salary cap. Will the MLB ever have a salary cap? You think the union is ever going to let that happen?
I mean, obviously, unions been one of the strongest when it comes to baseball. So they're going to fight against it. It's up to see what the owners think is best. But, the union's obviously going to fight against it. But, the CBA is up in 2 years. So we got to see. We got to see what's going to happen. But I know that there's been talks about it. But, like I said, the union has been pretty strong against it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Who's okay, so in baseball, what type of players are in the union?
So what do you mean? So they have some guys that are reps. So throughout the teams, you'll have a rep here and there, kind of like with Chris Paul. He was part of the NBA, right? So they'll have a committee, they'll have a couple guys that are up there as far as reps, and then they have Tony Clark. He's the head of. He used to play back in the day, but he's the head of the union. And then they have Bruce Myers, which is their guy that came from NHL. And then, a bunch of people on their staff and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it guys like
Judge and Ohtani?
Judge Ohtani. They're the reps on there. I don't know who it is now, but in years past, Max Scherzer was one of them. So he was one of the best starters at that time. He's still playing, but he was one of them. But the Aaron Judge and the Ohtanis are not in the reps. They're not there.
Yeah, most of ours, we'll have probably one superstar, and then from other than that, it's mid-level guys, and I'm I don't want a broke nigga talking for me. You know what I mean? I'm just be honest, man.
I'm glad you said that because, as a Knicks fan, dog, I remember when I don't know if you remember, but I think it was James White was it was some second off the bench point guard type of dude making $5 million a year.
The longer we stay out, it don't benefit them. Motherfuckers start looking at their paycheck and their bank account. They start talking different. Yeah. So you said what? How much we got to give up? And we can end this shit quick. And you know what I mean? When you're talking about holding against, you need the people with the money.
James Jones is the name I'm looking for.
Like the Ohtani, they got $700 million sitting there having that conversation. We good. I want somebody who got the bread talking for me.
Yeah,
I don't want the nigga that
James Jones.
He made 400,000. He's easily talked down. We can end this deal right here. We can end it. We can end it right now. You sign this deal, of course.
We might have to change course. I'm only making 400,000.
Yeah,
yeah.
400,000 is crazy. Is there even anybody? Because I think about MLB salaries, bro.
Right,
and I can't even
on
think
the
of
MLB side, like the superstars are really not reps. They're not reps. I mean, Max Scherzer at that time was one of the biggest starting pitchers, and he made a lot of money. He's made a lot of money. But as far as like the Ohtanis and the Judge and Mookie Betts, like they're not reps.
Yeah. But I remember, y'all remember like the Charles Barkley, Charles Oakley slap.
Yeah.
Nah, so it's the niggas with the money talking about, we ain't taking a deal. And then you got the other side, like, oh man, we gotta feed our family.
Right.
Now this
might have to cave in.
This is what happened. The code I forgot who I heard it from. It was the Knicks player. You had Chris Childs. It was a guard.
Allen Houston?
It probably wasn't Chris Childs.
Charlie Ward?
Shannon.
Shane Anderson.
Yeah. So we had the same agent. So he said they're in the meeting when this goes on, right? This in the meeting, right? Charles Oakley, slaps what's the name? Because the veterans, the dudes that had the power, they said, nah, this ain't a good deal for us. The other side talking about, man, we got to feed our family, man. Fuck all this. So we got to end this shit right now. I got to pay my bills, right? So they said, Kobe walks in. Young Kobe walks in that bitch late with his bodyguards, right? Walks in the middle of both of them. They sitting here arguing. He walks in the middle of both of them. Wrote no. That's what they were voting. They said he walks in the middle. Charles Oakley and Charles Barkley walked right between both of them, took the marker, wrote no, and walked out the meeting. They was like,
cold-blooded right there.
Who the fuck is this? Who is this? Right? Like he wasn't him yet. Right? This is the lockout year, so he wasn't like the dude. And they said, Shannon said, I'm sitting over like, yo, that's
crazy.
Oh, for that, god damn,
that's cold.
And then everybody kind of like, like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, we can't do nothing now, man.
They said like a couple of people said that's when they knew he was going to be different. They said that meeting when you got two sides arguing, some of the biggest names, and he walks in between both of them, wrote no, not taking this deal, and bounced. Damn,
that's crazy.
I was like, yeah, that's because I wanted to know stories like like that. Growing up, like I used to talk on the phone with I had Karan. When Karan came, I asked about Kobe. I want to know everything, what he did. When Luke Walton was over there, that's where I got a lot of information from. Like after certain games, like what's going on, why did he do this? What he's doing that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what makes people great?
Nah, you got to be able to. You got to be able to ask the question. That's like that's what I learned. Like with certain players, I would see certain guys. They were like sponges, man. They'll ask a bunch of questions and whatever they can get to kind of benefit them. They try to have that edge on a lot of people.
I be trying to think like because if you look at like salaries, contracts, whatever, in my mind as a fan, it's like NFL's the worst.
Yeah.
NBA is like the next runner up, and then MLB is on top. Like in terms of like strength of the union, like bargaining power, leverage, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what is Ohtani's deal?
He signed 10 years, $700 million.
Oh yeah, so 70. Yeah, okay.
And then Juan Soto signed 15-year deal for could reach like $810 million.
Bro,
Juan Soto.
That's crazy.
Okay. Let's say, when did he sign that deal?
He just signed it this year, offseason, with the Mets.
Okay, so let's say he signed. No, Ohtani.
Oh, Ohtani signed it. What, 2-3 years ago?
Okay, let's say he wins a ring this year, right?
Yeah.
And then he was a free agent. What would that deal be now?
He would eclipse Juan Soto. If he was to do the deal after winning another World Series and doing what he's been doing, he's eclipsing Juan Soto.
Yes,
Yeah.
So why
He's a billionaire, bro.
why don't they sign for 5 years?
I mean, that's actually a good question. There's been talks of does it make more sense for certain guys to sign more like 5-year deals at a higher AAV and just keep redoing that.
Yeah.
Right. But as a player, when you get 15 years for that amount, it's hard to like I don't know, like, that's a lot of money for a lot of years. But I definitely see your point. Like if you let's say Juan Soto, right? Like he signs a 5-year deal and his AAV now, if I'm not mistaken, is probably near 50. But let's say he like NBA, right? Like these guys are making 70 to 80 million a year, and then you just redo it again. So you can make more if you think about it in that regard, right? Like if you sign 3 5-year terms, let's say at 70 to 80 is more than 800 at 15.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm getting you on a discount rate if I got you for 15 years, because it's not like I'm scaling you up, right? So your value of, 700 million was 3 years ago. That's a new value now.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? That's a new value. So for a team, I save a lot of money by putting you in these 10, 12-year deals, because if you sat there and, you signed a 4-year, 300? Turn a 4-year, you sign some shit like that, and then 4 years later you sign 4 years 600 because your ass is the man now, 3 World Series in a row. Like, you fucking me up. Shit, I got to give you part of my team at some point.
But think about those guys that are signing the early deals, like the Ronald Acuñas. Like he signed 8 for 100.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Like that's
Ozzy, bro. Ozzy Albies on that same team on the Braves. He signed 7 years, 35.
We got exit. We back though. I'm back.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't know what happened. We back. But yeah, bro. It's
yeah, but he that was a good question. Like, he signed short-term deals, like you can see guys making more for sure. Yeah. I mean that's and then like even like an Aaron Judge, like looking at what Juan Soto and Shohei, Aaron Judge signed with the Yankees. I believe it was like 9 for like 370. If he signs right now, he's making more than that. Like
double that.
Better every year after he signed that deal.
Yeah, if I want to know if anyone has this in their deal or even thought about it. Like, let's say, so if the best player is Ohtani right now, right? In my deal, if I'm him or if I was his agent and I know who he is, I would always, the language in his deal, he will always be the highest paid player in the MLB. And I will put a number on it. Like, he will be $10 million above anyone. So, so what ends up happening is when someone eclipses him, so like he's at 700, someone gets 800,
that goes.
He automatically jumps up $110 million, depending on how many years it is. If it's a 15-year for 800, obviously that's not more than you. So I will have those languages in, because if you have the power to do it, capitalize on it at that moment. So obviously he's the one that will have it.
So what certain guys do? So Juan Soto, he signed his 15-year deal for it could eclipse 800 million. like right, but it's like 770, something like that. He has an opt out after year 5, where he can opt out and kind of see where he's at there.
And the crazy shit about baseball money, and Doug, correct me if I'm wrong, like I feel like the majority of it is guaranteed. Like
everything's guaranteed.
Everything's guaranteed, yeah.
So like
it's like that too, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like
that was the one that
right. Like you get hurt, you don't get paid. Like I seen MLB, bro. You see crazy shit all the off season. Every off season, somebody, this dude was like playing pickup basketball in his yard with his kids, and he tore his ACL. Or was it Cespedes or was it Puri that fell off the horse?
Is the only one that had to restructure his. He's one of the probably few, because he got hurt
on a horse or some shit like that.
So.
Yeah, there's usually language inside of deals that we can't like ride motorcycles, jet skis, and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's kind of what happened, or the streets on Markel Folks.
Yeah.
What happened was after he got drafted, after Summer League, I'd be playing in Summer League, chilling back home. There was probably an accident where he fucked his shoulder up, tore something in his labrum, and then had a surgery on it. You know what I mean? Had a surgery on it. And when you're talking about labrum, you tighten that labrum up, kind of fucked up his motion, and that's what took away his shot. But but he got it from working out. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I told my shit, all right, let me go to the gym and do some pickup. And shit.
It's like a guy comes in to spring training with a sprained ankle, and he's like, "Yeah, I fell on the shower." It's like, we know what you were doing, bro. You trying to play basketball or something, trying to do something you're not supposed to do. We know what you did. Damn, your ankle kind of swelled up a lot to be falling in the shower there. But.
So they just threw this link in the chat because I was about to say I had the order as NFL, NBA, MLB, and then the chat was like, you forgetting about soccer. And I was like, oh shit, that's true. Them motherfuckers get super duper money.
Yeah.
Bro, they about to give Kylian Mbappe $1 billion for one season.
Who?
The Saudis, bro. The Saudis, they got it.
Oh, they still trying to give it to him?
Like they still trying to get that man $1 billion. He refused. He refused
for one season?
For what? $1 billion for one season, bro, with a Saudi club. They saying he refused. Forbes is saying they reported he refused. But bro, $1 billion for 1 year?
Right now, do you think that's a marketing play for his team to like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I think he's about to leave us, and then it pushes up his value.
It could be that, but I think it's the Saudis being like, yo.
I see what you're saying, Gil. I see what you're saying.
Okay, so in the area of California, right? Let's say we friends and you got an app and I got an app, right? And my app, I'm worth $1 billion, right? And you my boy, and you just started your shit up, right? Your shit worth $1 million. When I offer you and you turn me down, I tried to acquire your company for $500 million, tell me no. Now, because you told me no at $500 million, your company is not worth $500 million.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It seems like those like I look for those type of things.
They leaking that $1 billion.
Yeah.
So he can get whatever deal he's getting. They like his own team's doing.
Is he worth it?
Throwing some crazy money out there though.
Is he worth it if he took it?
They saying that, he's a name. He's definitely a name.
1 year, the Saudis just throwing money at anybody, man. I mean, not everybody, but they throwing money just to throw money.
What is the benefit? What is he
worth $1 billion?
And how does it help them? Just because of the name?
I think you know what it is, Gil. I think they trying to, because oil money, energy is changing, like electric cars, this, that, lithium, batteries, woo, 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 clean energy, yada, yada. Eventually, it's gonna run out. You know what I'm saying? Oil, that shit is a finite resource. So I think the Saudis is thinking like, I bet, like, what's the next play? Like, where we gonna make? You know what I mean? What are we gonna invest in that's gonna give us a good return? And bro, soccer, sports, like in general, like.
Yeah, but for 1 year, what does that do for them? 1 year, just
Yeah,
say they gave the dude $1 billion, like that's crazy.
I
That's what I'm saying.
get
What
it.
is it? I don't think you're going to recoup the money. So, but what does it do? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like, man, I spent $1 billion for a whole year. Like,
but they get the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
like
know it's fuck you money, but I mean, what is like?
they pay
the league you're trying.
They pay Ronaldo $220 million a year to play over there.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
This Juan Soto right here, Gil. This is the dude that got the 15.
He got Saudi money.
800. He was with the Yankees last year. Had a career.
Oh yeah, we're about to strike him the fuck out. Yeah, he looked like he easy target. Oh, he low to the ground.
He might walk. You see, like he walks a lot.
They don't want to pitch to him. Well, last year when he was on the Yankees, they weren't trying to pitch to him because Aaron Judge was batting behind them. So it was like
you get pitched to more with Aaron Judge behind you.
Right. So he was seeing more pitches rather. Like yeah. We on East Coast time. So like so he was seeing more pitches, so he was playing out of his mind. Now you don't got like the best hitter in baseball behind you. So pitches is like, bro, we're gonna throw you shit outside, high, low, in the dirt, bouncing. You're not gonna see a pitch middle unless I fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know you're gonna take me out the park with that shit.
So he just signed that big deal with the Mets, and the talks has been, he got off to a super slow start. So a lot of people been on him for that. You know, he's making the most money in the league, so people expect you to be Barry Bonds every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And man, didn't they just go back to juicing, man? It seemed that's when the sport was when it was popular.
Yeah. I'm not even mad, bro. I'll be like,
who cares about a little small head with the big body? You know what I mean? Hooper Trooper, it's cool.
The head and the neck is the same size.
You know what I mean? Like, it was exciting, dog. Like that's when I knew about the sport. Like seeing these motherfuckers in the
Barry Bonds and McGuire and Sammy Sosa.
You're like, think about it. Like that was the time where the home run, like. Everybody watched these games for the home runs themselves, right? I don't know who won games. It's just like, all right, Sammy Sosa's up. Okay, shit. All right, Mark McGuire's coming up. Okay, like it was one of those things where it was like
that home run race was crazy. I remember being in New York that year, and everybody was writing down.
He was in there, yeah.
And they was writing like every time, like Sammy Sosa would hit a home run, they would like. Cars. They was writing on cars with like shoe polish, like Sosa 64, 65, 66. Like every home run, like it was like everybody was talking about it. You know
when was the last time they even had something like that?
I mean,
where you got like four power hitters, like boom.
So that's why right now, like that race. I mean, that race was epical, right? Like in the '98, and with McGuire, Sosa, and them, that was pretty crazy, but. You haven't seen that magnitude as much, but Aaron Judge a couple of years ago hit 62. So he broke the American League home run record. And then, last year, Shohei had, I think, 50 home runs, if I'm not mistaken, 51 home runs. So you're seeing certain, like, baseball is I feel like baseball is at a good place right now because they're superstars, like the big guys. Mm-hmm. Are stars. And they're what you were talking about earlier, their appeal, like Shohei 6'7" from Japan, unique pitching and hitting. Aaron Judge 6'7", New York, biggest markets. Like the bigger markets have, like right now, Judge is in the Yankees, Shohei's with the Dodgers. Those are the two big.
So you motherfuckers on these steroids now, y'all. Y'all parents is doing a great job.
I know. They saying when they scout now, they start looking at people's moms and stuff like, man, his mom got some good build to her. Shit, like this guy could be a star coming up.
No, she got broad shoulders.
No, dead ass, right? Like when you're talking, like I just got the measurements of my son today, and what was it? 6'7", 200 pounds, 7'1" wingspan.
Whew.
That's crazy.
Right, point guard.
Wow.
And I already told him.
Point guard.
I already told him you either get WNBA, you got to look at her ankles, right, and her legs, her leg build, or volleyball, or softball. Fuck them supermodels. Nah, them little 5'5", 5'7".
Nah, it is 6'2", 6'4".
That fuck up the lineage.
Speaking of that, bro, if you look at because like to your point, bro,
Gil's grandkid's gonna be a beast then.
Yeah, I told her I ain't fucking with no midgets, man. Look, I'm looking for my girl's 6'1", 6'1".
Bro, so this is what I'm saying. So to your point, Otani's girl is 6'5" and plays on like the Olympic Japanese basketball team.
Oh, they got a fucking coming.
They about to
Wemby coming.
Yeah, they about to make a Wemby pitcher, football quarterback pick. Like this nigga about to do everything. Like,
oh yeah, this
dude be a problem.
That dude's gonna be able to play multi-sport, superstar in every sport. Like that dude's about to
and solid. So it ain't gonna be no skinny. There's gonna be a solid child.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's crazy.
Japanese Bo Jackson.
or it can be, what was the name? What? It can be, little, Johnson. It can be a little Johnson. I mean, they can like purses around that motherfucker. All the 6'9" with a purse. It's posted up in the bedroom, not the court. That's all I'm saying.
The chat is losing it. The chat is losing it.
Yo, you know what time it is, bro? It's guilt. It's no chill guilt for a reason.
We almost at midnight, man. Eastern time, we 11:42.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nah, but what's so funny is it's weird that I'm not a baseball fan though, because my high school coach was the umpire. My whole I think he just retired within the last 4 or 5 years.
Bro,
you say you have Cuban in your blood, bro.
It was supposed to be I came to Cali and basketball, you know what I mean? There was no baseball like that. It was basketball.
So if you would have stayed
at what age? Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You come from Tampa before.
Yes, I was Tampa.
So if you would have stayed in Tampa, you would have been like the third baseman for the Rays.
I would have probably been baseball or football. So you know Mike Williams from USC?
Yeah.
That was my best friend growing up.
Wait,
our families live right next door to each other.
What age you moved from Florida to Cali?
So the first time it was I moved at 7. I moved at 7, and then my dad was homeless. He didn't have his shit together. So I moved back, and then once he got stable, I think 9, he moved me back.
Okay. And then at what age you started playing basketball?
12. Right, when I came to Cali, I was football. I was all
basketball that late.
Yeah.
Oh damn, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Usually you don't hear that.
Yeah, JV. I started on JV, but I made a team because my dad had a couple players that he gave to school, so they put me on JV. I was mad because I wanted to be on C's. So back then it was B's and C's, freshman, sophomore.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it because I could play. I'll make that team, but I was on JV, kind of set the bench, and then Penny Hardaway came into the draft. And what I seen, I was like, oh shit, I like him, right? And so then I became an Orlando Magic fan and a Penny fan. And then I started practicing, trying to beat Penny Hardaway. And then like kind of like that 96 when Cole came into the draft, which it was a high school kid, but I wasn't good enough to like think about who he was, right? February 8th. It was like February 8th. It was a dunk contest, and it was his third dunk when he went between the legs and flexed, and then seeing the crowd, everybody back school talking about, hey, he did it. And then from there, I was hooked. Had start growing my little fro and shit, right? Start fucking practicing. I'm going out of high school and shit. It was 97. It was 90. He got drafted in 96, so it was a 97 dunk contest.
I remember that. Yeah, he had that.
February 8th, yeah.
That's sick. So how, like at that, if you start that late, obviously you had to put tremendous amount of work in. Like, how was?
Oh yeah. Nah, yeah. I caught up quick. Nah, right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah. So my dad, he worked the graveyard shift, right? So he woke up at 2-3 o'clock. So when he woke up, I woke up and I went straight to the park, and then I just trained. And then, like back then, a lot of basketball is played at 5 to 6 in the morning. People don't know that. There's like the Asian community comes early, the Hispanics come early, so they play before they go to work. So I'll be working on my moves, and then because I'm on the court early, I'll get to play with the adults before they go to work. Right, and then I'll play. Then I go to school. And after school, I'm at the gym. And then on the weekends, I never was in the house. Right, so I'll go to like Venice Beach. I'm at Venice Beach 9 o'clock playing with homeless first, and then I try to get all my games in before 2 o'clock. Because once 2 o'clock came on a Friday or Saturday, especially a Saturday, that's all the nice niggas. Right,
bro, you was busting the migrant workers' ass before school, bro. That's crazy.
Hell no, busting their ass. Fuck no. I was just out there. I was just running, run up and down. Woo, 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 woo. Right. I was take the ball out type of take the ball out. But it got. I played a lot of basketball, and then I spent my money on like VHS tapes, right? Of NBA All-Star Weekend, ankle breakers, and then I'll just write the moves down and then be out there just practicing hundreds and hundreds of times. Like I never was in the house.
Man, you were watching video before the time then.
Yeah, I was breaking down film, not realizing what I was doing. Like I didn't know that was film work, but I'm trying to learn a move because I needed to catch up. I was like, even in my group, I was like the 4th best player out of my little group. And then it kicked on it wasn't overnight, but it seemed like that because the very next season, so that summer from my freshman year playing JV, I'm averaging 22 as a sophomore on varsity, busting everybody's ass.
That is
I grew a little bit. And then I remember I played football, so I played aggressive. So I hit the hole, driving, I hit the hole a certain way. I was fast, strong, and then once I, hit 6'1" to 6'4", I was a whole different person.
Chad saying mixtapes and street ball was better than personal trainers. And yo, it's crazy because you was just talking about this. I just seen a clip from your show that's what K-Mo was talking about. Trainers is gassing parents up, like charging motherfuckers $100 an hour. It's a business, right? Like, and your kid ain't really getting no better. We used to get better by just playing. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's how you understand the elements of the game, right? For you to understand how the game moves, the rules, human behavior, right? Like there's sometimes where you can look at somebody's body type and kind of give an idea of what they do. Right? You see a dude, walking with the fast bop on his tippy toes. All right, motherfucker probably could jump out the gym, right? You got that lazy guy. He's probably the passer. He probably got this smooth. He's that up and under type of, you know what I mean? You can see it if you done watched enough basketball. So you kind of get like a blueprint of people's style, right? Okay, he's the crash dummy, right? Very athletic, don't have his motor skills. He'll probably run you the fuck over. So if he get the ball, watch the fuck out. Like right? You kind of, you know what I mean? But that comes with playing basketball. I remember when N1 came out, I watched it different. I seen someone throw it through the legs, right? Dude recover, throw it between the legs again, right? And then bopped him again. And I said, okay, this shit's staged. There's no way you can get it thrown through your legs. So now I'm looking for it being rigged. So I'm looking at N1 to say, is this even fucking possible? So me and my boys is like, all right, okay, I throw it between your legs. What are you gonna do? Right? And what I realize is some of them N1 dudes, the Skip to my lose, the professors, Alamo, right? These were geniuses, right? They studied the behavior of movement, right? So if I throw it through your legs, you are gonna drop to recover, which opens up the other side of your leg. So I throw it through your legs, you recover, I go right back through your leg. You got to recover that, go right back through your leg. I'm like, oh shit. Or I throw it through your legs, you recover, I snatch back. Give you a little push. That's how you fall. So I started,
you hit it with the...
Yeah, I started studying like, oh, these guys know how to shift and make your body move. And I'm like, all right. So, you know, once that kicked in, then I understood how to use my angles, like jump here for you to move to then cross over and go back the other way.
And so then, and Skip, obviously, Rafa Alston made it to the NBA. What was it about that N1 guy? What would an N1 guy have that would benefit him in the league?
Okay. The N1s, so, okay, Skip was a basketball player.
100%.
That had N1 moves. He wasn't an N1 guy, right? And that's what people didn't understand, why Skip was the only one to make it. He was a basketball player first that had N1 moves. So when you look at his moves was all legal. I just seen this motherfucker because he's coaching now. He's coaching now, and he just like the ball just went to him, and he did a fake with his left hand, and then it popped it around his hand, and did some shit. And I was like, wait, did he just do that with his like the move is tight? He just did that with his left hand? That's not even a strong hand, and he got ball control like that. That I even tell like that's the left hand. Oh my God, that nigga's that nice. But N1 understood, like you're talking about creating moves, right? And getting moves off, meaning you got to understand how the body moves, right? So they understood the idea of shifting people, right? What they didn't have the understanding of, like majority of them, was conditioning, the full game of basketball. Right. Like I think like Alamo, if Alamo got training, like if he got training, like AO, Alamo, Skip, if they had like Skip made it, but if they had like NBA training, like they got to work with NBA trainers to get in condition to then go to a tryout. Though there's a few that could have made it, but the problem was they're working out, doing their own thing, right, trying to come and go in the NBA workout, and they wasn't in shape.
Gil, did you ever play in Rucker Park or any other like?
I won EBC Classic MVP.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah. Listen, I'm gonna just be honest. So it was the world game. LA, Boston, New York, DC. I think it was that time.
Yeah.
I came there. We're playing outside first, and one rim higher, one rim lower. It was fucking me up. And then it started raining. So they was calling me pro material. Like, yeah, he got some pro material in him. And then it rained. And I'm like, oh shit, good man, because I don't know, I'm struggling a little bit. And it's like, yeah, we got to go to Gaucho's. And I was like, what's Gaucho's? It was like, that's the gym. I said, we going inside? And it was like, yeah. I was like, oh, nigga, it's over. It's over. They put me in the gym. Oh, this is great. So they put me in the gym at Gaucho's, 60.
That's crazy.
So we was playing like Bed Biv DeVoe. We was playing Bed Biv DeVoe was playing Boston. I took over the gym at 60. Then they started calling me I didn't know. I thought they was calling me like GA stop, like old, like they was calling me the Gestapo. And I was like, all right, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I want cool ass names. Then I had to ask her, like, what are you saying? And I guess the name was German police that used to kill everybody.
Oh shit, yo!
They said I was out there killing everybody.
Oh my god!
He's like, I want that nickname.
I was like, I don't think I can say that name out loud, motherfucker. That's not a good name, man. I can say that's my nickname for the rucker.
That's crazy.
It was like GEST, like OP, something like it was like, and I was like,
that's crazy.
Like, yeah.
Then I just screaming that shit over the speaker. Gestapo, go to the home.
I get the concept. I'm out here just killing. But it was like I had like 60, 55, and it was like, yeah, I was in that motherfucker just going ham.
God.
That's
yeah. So you perform better indoors.
It's the element.
It was the element of like I play outside, like I'm good, but you know what I mean, like no matter who you are, it is the rucker, right? It's the rucker, right? It's the Mecca. It's where all the greats went. I don't care who you are. If your first time there, it is right. Like oh shit, I don't give a fuck how many championships you win or who you are in the NBA. You get to the rucker. That was a different element. The crowd right there.
You know, you got on top of you, people on the mic talking hella shit. You got people on the projects watching.
It's different, man. It's a different feel, man.
You run on the court and shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a different feel. It's its own element. Right? And I tell people, man, if you really want to know who you are and if you that dude, you got to go to Rucker and see where your game is. And you got to go to Rucker, play against the niggas in Rucker. Like you got to go play against was it Khalid? What was the guard there? Who ran Rucker? It was like 06, 07. Was it name Khalid?
Khalid, I can't remember his last name. Chat, where you at? But now they're saying like now the Rucker is
Dykeman. Yeah. Oh, is Dykeman as big as the Rucker? As the Rucker was, it has that legacy of it.
I think the Rucker
is big, but the Rucker's the Rucker, bro.
It's the
You had Kobe come on there, like Kevin Durant. Like I mean, you had some legendary matches there.
What happened to the Rucker? Like what stopped it?
I mean, Rucker Park is still. I mean, it's still there. I don't think the element of the games like back in the day, you had like Fat Joe basically ran a team. You had Hove kind of run a team like. I don't think you have that anymore where you like, you know, if two icons like that in hip hop running teams, recruiting players to come to play, I think they kind of lost that.
I think Dykeman, not that Dykeman took the spot, but like Dykeman is the spot now where like you were saying, like people just roll up. Like when that clip of KD shooting like 4 or 5 threes, like back to back. That was on Dyke. That was Dykeman. So they're talking about, and the chat is saying is throwing shit in there too. The Cage, West Fourth, but Dykeman is like is it right now. But like Dellin was saying, because the Rucker was the Rucker, because it was like culture. It wasn't just hooping. It was like hooping. It was hip hop. It was like the hood. Like so, you had gangsters there. You had artists there. You had the biggest stars in basketball there. So it was like everything, bro. It was like everything. You go there and you would see Kobe, you see Jay-Z, you see a bitch you seen in 6 music videos. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking the dude with the most dope on the block. Like, and they were all there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, they
'Cause
said
that was built from like Dr. like I said, Dr. J&M, right? Like back, it was from like the 70s, right?
Back in the day.
they used to shut down the whole street was shut down for those games.
What was that guard's name? I don't know why I want to keep saying Khalid.
I was almost at Pee Wee Kirkland.
I haven't seen it in the chat yet. Because we played him in the championship, but he was the guard around that 2005, 6, 7 era.
Let me see if I.
Because Bone Collector got shot after the game, after we won, because they thought he was a traitor. But they didn't know he was from LA. He was from Pasadena. His baby moms lived there, so he'd be there in the summer playing. But he got shot after the game.
That's crazy.
They thought he was a traitor. Yeah, what is his name? He was the guard there that was. I must be too young.
Come on, chat.
That's the Rucker.
He said that's the Rucker.
I was
He said I'm too young, bro. Nigga said I'm only 29. Y'all are wild.
Khalid.
So they're talking about that. Is Drew League the West Coast Rucker?
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Khalid Reeves.
Yeah. Khalid Reeves, the guard, right?
Is that what it is?
Shout to Go Rolly in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, he was nice. Yeah. He was nice. Why people don't play?
You're talking about a Kareem Reed.
Kareem Reeves. It was some. You around that area. It was Kareem. Yeah, he's the guard, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to search it, but
let me go. Khalid Reeves.
Smush Parker's a ref at West 4th. Word?
Yeah, Kareem Reed. Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah, Kareem.
Oh, yep, I see it. Kareem Reed. Yep.
Yeah. Him. Yeah.
Bronx, New York, All-American out of St. Ray's. Reed might be best remembered for the ridiculously extra long shorts he wore at the University of Arkansas. That's him, right?
Yeah, he was like that Rucker guy. Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, he led Fat Joe's Terror Squad to 3 consecutive EBC titles from 02 to 04.
Yep. Yeah, he was nice.
That's there. Your name is up there. Yep. What it said, including the final one where he let his team pass a group featuring Cali standouts Baron Davis and Gilbert Arenas. He beat you on that?
No, hell no. We beat the shit out of them.
On ESPN.
They lying. They lost that championship, man.
They saying they beat you.
He said fake news. Fake news.
Yeah, like we had the game came out like we had even like Baron Davis was the coach and he uniformed up in the championship. And we beat them in the championship.
Yes, ESPN was that. I was just reading something on ESPN, but
you know what's so funny? Baron Davis has the whole footage, never did nothing with it.
What?
Yeah, because what happened is because I'm in DC, so they drove a bus from LA. So they did all the footage of it. And nothing went with it. We had J.R. Smith was on our team too.
Oh, switch.
I know how I know how it happened because he was Baron Davis's rookie. So that's how we got him. But you know, because he's Jersey, I don't know. But yeah, so we got J.R. Smith too.
That's 2 niggas that jump out the gym right there.
Yeah. So you know, we was pretty loaded.
Oh yeah, so there's no way y'all were losing that then.
Yeah, I gotta ask about that. If what are they gonna do with that footage? Because
that'll be sick to put out, man.
Yeah, especially right now.
Oh yeah, perfect time.
I'm saying they got the game at the Gilbert Arenas exclusive interview highlights.
Really? They saying we lost? Oh, man, they tripping.
I told you. Look, man. ESPN said he got past you and Baron Davis. Now we need the footage.
Damn, now we need the footage.
You might have lost that game, guys. I ain't gonna hold you. You might have lost.
No,
man was cooking y'all boys.
You say, nah, get the footage. We need the footage, B. Come on, son. Don't lie, my man right here.
I ain't now. Gilbert.
I know I didn't lose. I know I didn't lose.
I lose. I got
one MVP, so I know I didn't lose. Shit.
Can you be the MVP on the losing team?
No,
yeah, that's how you know you got to it.
I know we
that's
won.
How you know you got to it. If you're the MVP and the team lost, that's how you know you got to it.
I know we didn't lose that game, man.
You think I'm capping? That's what's said on ESPN.
What was it the EBC champion? It was the EBC World Game, right?
You got
that
the
was
EBC
like,
jersey.
Yeah, no. Obviously, he couldn't have won because he only led them to 04. This game was
three consecutive EBC titles from 02 through 04.
Yeah, see, this game was like 05, 06.
Oh, okay. So then maybe they confused you. You probably didn't play in that.
Yeah, this 05, 06.
He might have gone PG though. He might have gone Baron Davis.
Yeah, Chad said Gilly lose. The team might have lost, but Gilly lose.
No, that's what I would usually say. No, because I actually have. I put a highlight. It was like a YouTube video of. Wait, hold on. All right. We're in this. There's a video that's actually out.
Oh, hold on. The chat is saying this was the game that was forfeited because of the brawl. Nobody won.
What brawl?
See, that was different.
I was like, I think that's a different game. You talking about Euro Hezzy?
He's probably talking about the game that
Dipset had the fight and shit, and like
Dipset. Oh, see, I wasn't on that one.
But that's what I'm saying. You see, like shit like that, bro. Like that's the rucker. Like, yo, Gilbert Arenas came, he dropped 60, and Jim Jones got into a fight.
Yo, Game did get in a little fight there.
There was a fight
with the game. With the game.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
That's when he was doing the Black Wall Street shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I do have a video on my Instagram. I put the highlight out.
Euro as he said, "I know, nigga, I was guarding you." LOL. What?
For real?
He had the GU not shirt on.
I was gonna say if you was guarding me, brother, I know you had a problem because woo.
You give people hell out there, huh?
Yeah. Barbecue chicken.
Yeah. Now I think somebody say why don't players sign to the Knicks as free agents?
Why don't players sign to the Knicks as free agents?
Yeah,
you've been getting that a little more.
The fans. Y'all have been doing a great job in the last 2 seasons, but like, just think about it like this. New York fans are diehards to the point where if it looks disgusting, we're gonna let you know.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So they booed Beirut, right? They booed, I'm pretty sure, Derek Jeter, right? So they've booed everybody. So your sorry ass 12 points. Yeah. So what ends up happening is
Dellin, bro.
Imagine playing in your home crowd.
I got booed my debut.
Yeah, see.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't feel my legs. I couldn't throw one strike. They're like, get your ass out of here, bro.
Yeah, so you're booing your own, like as a road team, right? So we're a road team, and we coming in, and I'm catching fire, and you booing the nigga that's guarding me, and he's your homegrown. You start feeling sorry for the nigga, like, damn, dog.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dog. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and feed off this fucking crowd, right? Like, I feel sorry for you, my guy, but so we look at it as the opponent. You're cheering for us more than you're cheering for them. All we got to do is catch fire and you turn, right? But we know what it looked like when it reverts. When y'all cheering for them, God damn, it's gonna be hard to win in this building.
Right.
But
so what I was saying about the fan base too is like they know ball. So it's like they like good basketball. So like you're saying, like if you on a heater, bro, and you dropping a 50 burger on niggas, like, and you're cooking, like, we basketball fans, we like, yo, Gilbert is
That's the problem,
cooking, boy.
That's the problem. That's why I always said, Knicks' biggest enemies is the Knicks fans.
Think about all those years, like where the team wasn't really winning, but people will go to see Gilbert, or like, you got what I'm saying? People going to see Giannis, people going to see the opposing player. You know,
Kobe, Bron.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So as the opposing coming in, we want to play in this building because it's like a home game with some extra shit on top of it for us. Right, I come into Madison Square Garden and I hit 2 threes, get quick 8. This turns into DC with some extra shit. So now it's my crowd, and that's what I'm saying. So we start feeling, bad for the home team. So it's like, yeah, dog, we don't want to play here. Like we don't want to be the boos because that shit don't like you. Not gonna think about it. You start booing. Niggas like, yeah, nigga, I want to go home. I've never I never seen a rap concert where a nigga get the booing and this nigga's like, oh, hold on, let me pull out my extra shit. I was saving this shit. It doesn't work like that. This nigga's not rapping harder. It's because nigga, fuck you and
get out of here.
Like,
throw bottles.
Yeah. I said, like, I don't know if they think like it's gonna turn up the intensity of it, but it don't work like that. If you having sex with your wife right now, your girl, and she start booing your stroke game, you ain't pounding harder, bro. I'm out. I'm good. I'm out of here.
We should have reversed. We get out of here.
That's what I said. Only New York, man. Only New York do that, man. Where y'all be booing, thinking it's about to just help these niggas just turn into some extra shit. Them niggas is done. They ready to go home, man. They done shut that shit down.
Yeah, dog. That's crazy.
New York want them Draymond Green type players, man. Y'all want motherfuckers out there lining and shit. Y'all want them.
At least one.
For no reason type players.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be PJ Tucker.
Yeah, y'all just want motherfuckers out there running to the walls and shit. Just old Knicks. I want the old Knicks.
That reminds me of the Mets when the Mets got Javi Baez and Lindor's his first year, and their celebrations, they were getting booed so much that they said, you know what? After we get hits, we're gonna boo them back. So
yeah. Niggas started doing this.
Down.
The crowd? I mean, the team?
Bro. No, the players would get the players were getting booed so much. They started when they got hits, they were booing the fans.
Like, fuck y'all, boo this.
So that turned left right away. That was like,
of course. Yeah, that's you at war.
Yeah,
and that was Julius Randle scoring, flicking the crowd. You at war with your crowd.
Exactly. That's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, man. It's I seen like when when Amari got there, we kind of like, okay, Amari's like, you can see the New York. See, I was too young to see that Knicks squad that was, Patrick Ewing and them, right? When I came in, Knicks wasn't really that good.
Nah.
Right? But you can see, like, so I never seen how the Knicks sounded when they was cheering for the motherfuckers. Bro. When Amari got there, you're like, okay. Yeah. And then when Melo got there, you're like, yo.
This was what it's like.
And then when Jeremy Lin.
Insanity.
You can hear that shit from the TV with the volume off. You can see it in their face, like, oh shit, hold on, what's going on here? You start looking at facial expressions like, no, they screaming.
New York loves that, man. When you have a story like that, like the insanity wave, like you have somebody that you don't expect nothing from, and then he just turns into fucking I don't even know what to call it. Like New York loves.
Yeah, that's why Brunson got their hearts, man.
It's crazy because it's like
second round pick. Yeah,
it's an underdog story, and the shit with Lynn, like I was talking about on your show about moments, right? Like how they got to be real and whatever. But like, dog, like those 90s teams, bro, they all had, there was moments, right? Like the LJ 4-point play, like there's so many like like John Starks with the dunk, like there's moments like, yo, we lost that series, but yo, we got this moment out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it was something about playing in the Garden, man. Like you said, for the opposing players. But the chat is asking, does the younger generation feel like that? Like, yo, we're gonna go in there and tear it up. Doesn't matter.
I think this last series in watching New York be New York. I think, listen, just me watching it, jumping back and forth, being funny, but watching fucking New York, not a championship, right? I can tell you right now, I don't give a fuck who wins the championship. They are not going to look how the New York streets look after game 1s and 2s, right?
No chance.
Fans seeing that. Them little kids seeing that. They want that energy, right? I want to be a part of that,
bro.
Right? You just got to be built different. Now, you got to really understand that, hey, when they fucking with you, they fucking with you. You come out there and let you know.
Like New York is love and hate. When you at the top and you performing at the top, and your team is winning, you winning playoff games, like the love that you feel, like it's something that is unmatched. Like I got the chance to play with the Yankees most of my career, and we went to certain playoff games, and it was the same thing. We'll win a game. We ain't even at the World Series, but we'll win one game. Seeing beers getting thrown in the bleachers, like celebration. Like I'm like, yo, this place is going crazy. You can feel the ground shake. Like you're in a bullpen, you feel like that energy is unmatched.
Yeah. But you really seen it. So I think like you will have some of these younger stars that's like, I want to go there. Like who I think will be like a star will be Trae Young if he went to New York. Oh, because y'all hate the motherfucker so much that you're forced to love him, and if you do hate him, he's already experienced the other side of it, so he's gonna thrive no matter what.
I'll tell you something about Trae Young though. If he was to become a Knick, that would instantly flip.
Yeah,
that's like a light switch. Like, yo, fuck Trae Young. All that fuck Trae Young shit is out the window. Yo, he's top 5 guard in the league.
Oh, we'll switch right away.
Yeah, it's like I haven't seen it. Like New York when it comes to like just fans, New York fans, Golden State fans, the Oracle. I don't know about this San Francisco shit. Them Oracle, them Raider fans, them motherfuckers is crazy. Like we won 19 games, and them niggas was loud as fuck and crazy. It was in my rookie year. They out there. And they fell off though, but Sacramento fans they were different. Yeah, they did dollar beer night whenever Golden State played them.
Dollar beer?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's
dollar beer,
trouble, bro.
So basically, if you was in the Golden State uniform during dollar beer night, you literally
a wrap. You
got mopped the fuck up.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
They doing you like they did homie with the Halliburton jersey, bro.
But New York need to really try to figure out how they can get a few superstars and try to get I don't even think. Listen, I to be honest, I don't even know if the city or the NBA is even ready for Knicks winning a chip.
Fam, I don't know either because I'll tell you what,
they were definitely not ready.
The way we were wilding when we beat the Celtics.
You didn't see the dude on the top of the billboard, like nobody even knew how he got up there. It was crazy.
I don't it's not. I don't think they're ready for it, man. They're gonna need the National Guard.
Yeah.
Yo, facts, bro.
They gonna have to shut the motherfucking city down, man. Like, no, they fuck that.
Bro, Yo, listen, every NYPD is gonna be going like this, like, we getting overtime.
Like, I mean, you know, when it comes to the Yankees, they done won so much. It's like, you know, we're gonna go outside this year. Yeah, you know, I might go next year. Knicks win? Oh shit.
Oh yeah, next win. Oh my.
Me?
Who you think they might hire? They're talking about the assistant coach they had last year that went
Johnny
to
Bryant. Yeah.
But
if Johnny Bryant, but if you're the front office, who is out there, you know what I'm saying, in the landscape? Because I heard Rondo, and I low key fuck with that idea, but
as a head coach,
he's a little 730. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
they won't hire Rondo just because he played with Boston.
Okay, okay. So the funny thing about NBA players, so like Rondo, right? Brilliant, like genius basketball mind. We watch the game from here. He has to learn it from here, right? So he has to be able, like, coaching the game is one thing, but it's like the practice, constructing the practice, getting them involved, understanding the game plan, pulling them in and out. Like, you know, now he has to take himself out, even though he's been coaching on the court, right? Looking at the coach, yo, take him the fuck out, put him, right? So it's going to take him a few years to adjust his mind to look at the game different. See, he's used to looking at it up and down. Now he has to look at it from a side at a different angle and understand, you know what I mean? And I always used to tell coaches and players, you both are right. You're both right. You're just looking at the view different. You're seeing it here, so you see an angle that you're looking for a pass. Coach is saying you need to go this way because his view is on this side. You're both right. Right? Y'all got to understand to see whose view is a little bit better at this moment in time. What are y'all both looking at? Because you're both looking at something different. So you got to trust each other. So Rondo's going to, like Jason Kidd, I got to give me a couple of years to understand what I'm looking at. But, you know, as a player and how he played the game, he would be a great coach.
And then being able to handle personalities, that's
the craziest shit.
Yeah, now that's going to be a big thing too. Understanding personalities, understand micromanaging, and everybody's not meant to micromanage. Like, you got to remember, a superstar at a certain level, not very good people pleasers or personalities, right? So, you know, you're telling Jordan to, you know, coach a team, hell no. He somehow thinks everybody's fucking him. He thinks everybody should be there at fucking 4 a.m. doing turnaround fadeaways, 600 of them shits, right? So he's judging you off of him and his work ethic. Don't understand, nigga, there's only one of you.
It ain't gonna match.
Right? It's just you. There's reason you're number one. Everybody falls short for that. So you over here penalizing niggas because they not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's good.
They were saying that shit about they were saying, it's funny because they, like, I've watched a lot of, like, I got into a YouTube wormhole, dog, and I was watching shit about the Wizards, and they was talking about Mike's last years there and how he was just, like, lighting niggas up in practice. Like, yo, letting them have it, bro, at 40. Like, yo, you fucking suck, nigga. Like, get out of here. Like, I'm like,
he only knows 100.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something. So the starter for the Mets tonight, Griffin Cannon, he went 6 innings, no runs. But what I wanted to ask you is, the Mets, like, pitching staff and some of the analytical staff that they have hired has helped pitchers go from, like, struggling the past couple of years to kind of turning them into, like, a dog, like, or like a real serviceable pitcher. Like, do you see that a lot in the NBA where you have guys that wasn't producing at a certain rate, but then they go to a certain team and, like, all of a sudden they kind of take off?
Yeah, in a sense, because of maybe like him in a position or a different coach with a different style that caters to how he plays. You know, you have those, right? But with a pitcher himself, maybe it's just a tweak, right?
Yeah,
Of
I
a
mean,
mechanic.
I've seen some of the stuff that they've helped him out. Like obviously his pitch usage have changed. Like he's mixing his pitches more. He's more effective in certain areas. So I mean, I've seen some of the stuff, but I was just kind of interested to see because it's like the Mets have had success where they've gotten a couple guys over the last couple of years where the year before like they struggle, and then all of a sudden they find something they got something in them, and he kind of like turns the page and he kind of becomes a dog. Then he gets paid and stuff like that. So I was wondering if you see that often in the NBA.
Like with the NBA, it's more your work ethic and understanding.
Damn, look at this shit right here. God damn, this shit was hit deep. That's his second home run, Pete Alonso.
Whew.
Jesus, he put that.
Keep pitching to this nigga, man.
It's
you.
See, but Juan Soto was just in front of him. So they like, yo, let's try to get around Soto to get to Alonso, and then Alonso is going to punish him.
He made him pay.
Yeah, but it's more detailing, seeing somebody's like in the NBA. It's more seeing somebody's potential, right? Seeing them like with Giannis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone you see the potential in them, and then you find it at. You define what he's going to be, but still you don't know if he has the inner engine too. I don't know what you're going to do when you go home. I don't know if you're going to come back here and you're going to work out in the summer, because for the most part, when that nigga leaves during the season, I don't see, like, let's say season ends April 17th, and training camp is October 1st. I won't see you again until probably September 29th.
That's the same in MLB, same shit.
Oh, same shit? Oh.
Yeah, same shit, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically the inner you, but for the most part, it's like tweaking, like a coach, tweaking the offense for, like, if I see, like, all right, Luka has this shiftiness in him, right? Like, he just has this natural, movement with the ball. I got to put him in positions where he's using that more than other things.
Yeah.
Like somebody like see, I went against LeBron so much. I seen the greatness in him, and I seen his flaw, and I seen he was so smart that he didn't play to his weakness. Right? His weakness is he can't play one-on-one, so that means he can't be standstill, right? So like Kobe and Jordan, he gets it in the mid-post and he tries to take you. He don't have the foot speed, so his first, because he's a duck walker, so he walks like this, his first two steps is like this, so he needs momentum. So he always needs to be in motion. So he needs to play the point, not the small forward. So this is not, all right, give it to LeBron, and then LeBron's going to do his thing. If he ever catches it on the ISO, for the most part, he's going to shoot a jump shot. If not, it's going to be like a hurry-up, swing-through, spin, right? All calculated, right? It's only a few moves that he's going to do. If he's on the left side, right, he's going to do the side step. He's going to shoot a three-pointer every single time, right? He did fewer of those and stayed to his strength. Right? He didn't give a fuck about, okay, you can't play the one. He stayed to what he was good at. So you didn't see a lot of exposure in his game. You said, okay, he can't do this and do this. He's just going to keep doing what he does well. And you got to be smart to say, I don't give a fuck, right? Like, I respect Ben Simmons. Nigga, you don't feel comfortable shooting, so you don't shoot. Cool. I'd rather you do that than sit here and motherfucker just chuck a whole bunch of threes, nigga, just because he's sitting out of bounds. He's sitting out of bounds waiting for you, Right, fuck the free throw line, nigga. I'm gonna send out of bounds because you're about to airball and he don't take the shot.
Yeah.
Or you see somebody walk. There's a
streaker on the field.
Yeah.
Streaker on the field.
On the field, that dude probably getting pummeled. He probably getting tackled.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing in these sports, man.
But they don't.
You know what's crazy?
They
don't show it. Yeah, they stopped doing it.
Now they don't show it unless like somebody posts it online or something.
You got to.
The broadcasting won't.
You know what they say? The broadcast won't show because they say it encourages people to do it. But I'm like, so fucking what?
That's what the sport has been. That's
what the game's missing.
That's what the game's missing. You're missing the interaction with the entertainment. They lucky I don't run a league, man. Because I can tell you this, I'm gonna have a streaker through every motherfucking inning. And I'm gonna tell the security, chase them around, don't really tackle them, let them get away so the fans cheer. Like if you get away, the fans think they won.
They go crazy, yeah.
Oh, he got away, yeah.
Yo, if you juke a nigga, if you juke a security guard,
like come on, man.
They either cheering for that or they cheering for security guard to just straight Ray Lewis dude.
Yeah, like you need it all. Listen, when you go to a game and you're sitting there for 4 hours, it's fucking entertainment. Entertain these people, man.
Yeah, he said you're gonna run the battleground league.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have motherfucker get away. Now I got another motherfucker running another way, cheering. Yeah, streak through that motherfucker. All right. And the streaker, whoever streaks, always gets away because if you get caught, that's a charge. So I gotta let you get away, right? Hey, if we losing, crowd always rush the field. Fuck it. Fuck it. You know, home loss, not game over. Shit. I got 40 people rushing the field. Game ain't just in the game like this. We never taking a real L. Always questionable.
Fuck the Red Panda, bro. Fuck the shorty with the bowls, man. We got streakers.
We got streakers, man. Let the umpire just call the game.
Yeah. Oh shit!
That fucking game ended in the 5th inning.
Everybody go home. Hour and a half later. Game over.
Oh shit! Yo, but I was gonna ask you because, like, Dellin, like with pitching, like if you get a certain pitching coach, like you were starting to ask this before, but like a certain pitching coach could like change your mechanics, the way you could add extra mileage to your pitching. You know what I'm saying? Like with the right coaching or whatever. Is it the same in the NBA, Gil? Where it's like, yo, my shot is fucked up. I got a shooting coach. Now I went up from 38 to 43% from three or whatever.
Yeah. So,
and is it more mechanics or is it more reps?
A little bit of both, but it's more reps than anything. Like you'll be surprised how many people work out, and then if you count their shots, they ain't getting no shots up, right? Like when you're talking about somebody like Steph Curry, if I ask Steph Curry right now, how many shots do you get per day? He's going to be in the 200 to 250. And some of y'all will be like, that's it? No. Every day. Every day. This ain't, I got 500 today and I took 2 days off. No, every single day, these shots are being accurate. Like, so let's say I'm on 4 games, 5 nights, right? So when people say I'm in a shooting slump, it's the reps you didn't get. So let's say I'm taking, 300, 200 shots a day, every day. Then we go on a 4 game, we're going on the West Coast, right? We play Monday. Then we play Tuesday. Well, there's no practice, so we go straight to the game. Now, how many shots I get before the game? You got all these people shooting. I might get 50 shots, right? So now I'm minus 150 shots. Now we have a day off. I took the day off because I'm tired, right? So now I'm minus 350, right? And then we got a game, right? The next day. So we had no practice. I get the next 50 shots, right? So I'm minus another 150. Then we have the back-to-back. Then we fly in, have a day off. So you can go where you used to get damn near 1,400 shots where you only got 50 shots plus your game shots. Out of 1,400 shots, you only really got 200 for the week. That's why your ass fucking sucks. You're shot off.
It's the reps.
It's just the reps. It's being consistent with your reps and trying to, you know what I mean? And that's all it is. Them tired days, you still get your shot in.
You know what I wanted to ask, man? Like, when you play in the NBA season, what's the schedule like? Like, if you playing tonight and you're home, like, I know you guys usually you guys practice early morning? How does that work? Like, because baseball is different. So
all right, let me see. Lakers. Yeah, I just go to, I'm a Laker fan. Let me go back to the schedule. Right? So, yeah, I'm going to say some shit. I know people ain't going to like it. So when they get a schedule, right, they do, what the fuck is the schedule? All right, so when they get a schedule, right? All right, so let's say, all right, we got a game on the 19th, 22, 24, 26, 27, 29, right? You got these days. So what I'm going to do is, as a coach, when a schedule comes out, I'm going to look and see how many games we're going to win and lose. And that kind of gives me a guideline of what my season should look like, right? So I'm like, all right, we're playing Golden State game 1. It's the 21 season. We're going to win that. Phoenix here, we're going to win that. All right, Memphis, we should win that. San Antonio, because that's a back-to-back, right? Right, so you go there and say, all right, we should be 41-41. So that's how we're going to manage the season. So now I'm going to look at my star player and say, all right, we play on the 19th. Okay, we'll have practice on the 20th and the 21st. We play on the 22nd, 23rd, we'll have the day off. Just go to Memphis because they suck. Then we play San Antonio, then Oklahoma. We'll practice, play, have a day off on the 28th, then just go to the game in Cleveland, right? And we do it like that. We kind of look for those days off. If you an elite team, you might not practice at all. After, right, you start the season in October, November. By the time you get to January, most of those teams not practicing. And then you're looking in, then you start doing this. All right, you go to the Miamis. Let me see where we are in Miami. So that's the first thing, Atlanta, Miami. So look, we play in, so this game, Miami, January 21st. No, Orlando, January 21st. Miami, January 23rd, right? And then Brooklyn, the 25th. So what they'll do is they'll come to me and say, all right, look, we get to Orlando on the 20th. Do you want to be in Miami? We fly to Miami, book the hotel in Miami, and we drive to Orlando. Or after the game in Orlando on the 21st, we fly straight to Miami, right? So we're in Miami on the 21st so we can fucking party, right? We can party that night.
Taking that option all the time.
And then the 24th, we fuck around too and play on the 25th. I mean, the 23rd. And then we have Brooklyn on the 25th. Do y'all want to stay in Miami after the game? And then we leave the 24th, like midday to go to Brooklyn? Or do y'all want to leave after the game and go straight to Brooklyn? So we'll try. Then we'll be like, all right.
So the veteran players make that decision?
Yeah. And then we'll be like, all right, Brooklyn on we play Brooklyn on a Tuesday. Why the fuck we want to get to Brooklyn on the Monday?
Right.
So we're good. We'll just stay in Miami overnight. So we end up being in Miami a little bit longer. So, we end up doing it like that. But for the most part, most teams don't practice like that. We got too much time in our hand. That's why you got Zions and shit.
Yeah, he said it, so you got Zions. It's crazy.
That's why you can say some shit about KD and that nigga responding in real time. You know what I mean? Like, we practice, like, if we had a hard practice, I mean, like, it's the beginning of the season, that practice is from 11 to probably 12:45.
That's crazy because
majority of everybody's out of the gym at 1:30.
Dellin's listening to this shit like, dang, bro.
And then from 1:30, you go back to the hotel.
No, at home. Yeah, at home. So from 1:30,
2 hours before the game.
Oh yeah. So from just if we're just home, just a regular practice day. Basically, we are just say a nigga who won't really take the game serious. Practice starts at 11. He probably get that bitch 10:30, right? He probably get there at 10:30. Practice, the practice part is over about, let's say 12:45. He's off the court at 12:45, took a shower, out of the gym, 11:30. Don't see that nigga again to 10:45 a.m. So he got all that time to try not to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? So think about what time he got out. Who the fuck you think he talking to? All professional women are at work. Strippers who's looking for outfits for that night is all he got. Instagram models, bops, motherfuckers, that low lives who ain't got no job, just got a nice ass and a great face. Flying you out. By the tub then. Hey, can you be here this time? I got him on rotation. I got more holes on schedule and I got practice days.
The work is outside.
Yep. Oh no, yeah, no, for sure. Like
NBA is the wildest.
And then on like road games, like we'll try to get in at 10. We got only an hour, so 10 to 11, right? Shoot around. I don't even know why we fucking there, right? Because it's not like we doing shit, right? Just walking around, shoes untied, talking about the bitches we done fucked last night. Right? Yeah, I did a whole little last night. See me, that was me, y'all. And then then we go to the hotel, and then first bus 4:30, second bus about 5:45, and then.
All right, so let's go back to that. So what's the point of doing the 10 to 11? Like what's the point of doing it? They just trying to cut the time that you have?
Nah, that started from them fucking them 70 niggas, man. Them cocaine.
Because I've been in road cities, and the Yankees we're in Houston, and let's say Houston's playing Utah. And I seen them walking back in shorts and whatnot, coming back from practice. I'm like, damn, why do they go to the basket? Like, why do they go to the arena so early? I never like.
Yeah, it was because of the 70s. Them 70s, the 60s, and the 70s when they were drunk and high and fucked up, and they had to figure out how to wake them up. So they implemented the pregame, whatever we call it, shoot around, so they can wake and get their bodies up, right, from what they were doing the night before. Because these niggas will sleep all day, and they, you know what I mean? So they wanted to wake them up and get them moving and shit, for the day. And that's where it started from.
After a long night of smoking crack,
you know what I mean? It was just for the wake, because there's no logic to it. There's no logic to it. If I think about it. I give you a game plan at 10 o'clock in the morning. The human brain ain't remembering that shit for a 7 o'clock game.
Yo, come on, dog.
A whole bunch of 18, 19 years old, man. They trying to get to the bitch that they just left, dog. They got that nice ass hole left at the hotel. They trying to figure out how to hurry up and get the fuck back.
I gotta go back, bro. I don't know if she's in the safe. I don't know what she's doing over there.
Like real talk, man, niggas. Like you can tell. Like, hey, we just started the shoot around. Niggas already looking at their clock. Like, damn, how much? 52 minutes. 52 minutes. Come on, man. Let's hurry up, man. Let's get up on. So there's no logic to it. So I had to ask the question to figure out why. And it was because getting drunk and high back in the day, and they had to figure out how to get them up for the day.
That's crazy, bro.
Ideal is how Allen Iverson used to do it, right? Whatever they did last night, right? Let them sleep it off. Come, everybody meet at the gym at 5 o'clock. We go through our warm up, right, together. Right? We go through the game plan, and you can retain this information I'm giving you 5:30 for the 7 o'clock game.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yo, they're saying, has anybody in the modern NBA been known to play a game high? Bro, listen, I never played an NBA minute in my life, and I can tell you I know that's a fact.
For sure.
Come on.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is out his own mouth. What's the name was taken? Was he? Did he say that to me only, or one of the players used to take ecstasy while he played?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because he had to feel good. I had to feel good. Yeah, I had to feel. You know what I mean?
Bro, you come off the bench, you had the scorer's table like this, like.
Yeah, I had to feel good.
That's crazy.
But most players, all
them niggas smoke weed, bro. All them niggas smoke weed.
If you're a high level player, you probably smoked early in the day if you did, or right after the game. Like I've never, like even for the potheads that we had on the team, I've never said, "Oh, this nigga high." Like I'll say it because the nigga just be doing some dumb shit, but not like high. He really high.
Right here, right now.
I mean, you high, like just. But
yeah.
But most of them, man, like they've done it, and it was usually just after the game, type of shit in the hotel room.
That's the other shit, because you said that shit. You said it on your show. Where it was like, bro, there's no reason for you to be outside as a professional athlete after a certain time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's out there for you? Like, I mean, just like, remember, you are who you are, right? You are rich. The element that you're going out is not rich people time. That's not that is not rich people time, right?
That's demon time.
You know what I mean? That's demon time. That's the streets time. I'm trying to get into some shit time. That's when the pussy's being sold, the drugs is being sold, the niggas is dying. I mean, I'm the cop. That's that time. The fuck are you doing out at that time? You got to treat yourself like Wall Street. We're done at 8 o'clock.
Get it down.
Yeah, we're done at 8. Right?
Last call.
I'm not negotiating no more. There's a reason the business ends at a certain time. Them people want to get fucking home safe.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be. You a business. Whatever hole you need, trust me, she gonna suck your dick the same. Maybe even better. Maybe even better at 8 p.m. versus 2 a.m. Shit. 2 a.m. she fucking tired and sloppy drunk. It ain't the same. That 8 a.m. shit, she got all the energy in the world.
You got the stamina. The stamina's up, bro.
I'm just being honest, man.
You're not lying, Trev. You're not lying.
Hey, some of my best stroke games are at 8 o'clock. Shit, that Henny shit, I'm trying to go to sleep, man. You know what I mean? That 2-3 pumps, man. All right, damn.
All right. I'm like this before I even,
I made some bad decisions at 2 a.m. That's that 10 to 2 girl.
Yeah.
Like, hey, listen. At 10 o'clock, she's a 2. At 2 o'clock, she's a 10. That's all Patron and Hennessy right there. That's shit. I stay away from those hours.
Dellin, we was just talking about being a professional athlete and putting yourself on a curfew. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain elements outside after a certain amount of time, and playing in New York, it's even more heightened.
Yeah, you got the city. You get caught up in the city. If you try to live that life out here, you done. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. But you see, like the NFL players, They have to stay in
Hotel.
they put them in the hotels the night before.
Listen,
Even if you're home, even if you're at home, you have to stay in a hotel.
That's crazy, dog.
Listen,
I mean, I get it. I get it.
It's smart. I mean,
But it's one game a week, right? Like
from the business side of it, you're protecting your assets from the elements of the possibilities of doing something stupid the night before this game, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah, since it's one game a week, like you can do that. You know, it's easier to do. But I didn't realize that they actually did that to a few years ago. I'm like, damn, they got to stay in a hotel. Like even if you're home, you can't even sleep in your own bed the night before. It's like, nah, you got to stay in this hotel. Plus, they have all those meetings and stuff like that, so it gets crazy.
Yeah, bro. So I was gonna ask you, Dellin, like the baseball schedule, obviously, like because like I said, NFL, NBA, MLB, like y'all playing 160 games a year plus. If you go in the postseason, like that road life got to be crazy. Talking about hotels, like, do they let y'all cook? Do they let y'all like, or is it like strict? Like, yo, we got to check in with so and so.
We don't have curfews. We don't have curfews. We do. I mean, at least from the teams I played in, you just you police yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like some teams have security guards that travel with you. So I think if you go out enough and you don't perform, they're gonna call you out on it. But if you perform, nobody's gonna say it.
Yeah.
Like you can do whatever you want.
I also feel like baseball is one of those sports, bro, where it could like yo, I've been a Yankee fan my whole life. David Wells, bro. He's like, yo, I threw a perfect game. I was hungover, dog. I got drunk as fuck the night before, and then I came in and I pitched a perfect game. Like
those are the performances you don't want, because what ends up happening is they wanna catch that high, so they think that's the success. So I'm about to go get drunk, and for the fucked up part is this shit be working, because they done tricked themselves, and that's what gave them the confidence.
So the mindset goes to, yeah, I can do this.
Yep.
The mindset is like, you see, for me, I was too paranoid, man. If I felt like I went out, I was gonna fuck up the next day. Like if I go out too much, I mean, I stepped out here and there, but I'm like, it just lived in my mind. I'm like, damn, if I just mess up now, like I'm thinking about the night before, I'm like, nah, yeah, but
they're gonna boom me.
And some people, like Gil said, man, you catch that high, like David Wells, like he threw a perfect game while being drunk. I mean, that's what he said. He went out the whole night, was drunk as shit. I remember David Cohn telling him, stories. David Cohn told them, like, don't get close to the manager, because if he smells you, he gonna know you fucking were out all night. And he went out there and threw a perfect game. But maybe next time he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do the same shit again. This shit perfect game. I'll do it again.
Like sometimes that feel like Superman is what makes a motherfucker Superman.
Yo, that's a fact. That's a bar right there, dog. Hooping drunk is crazy. Hooping drunk is crazy though. Like I can see pitching drunk, because you get not as a pitch clock where you still got time to, you get set, and you wind up and everything. But like hooping drunk, bro, you just running up and down the court.
Yeah, bro, it's that little hangover. Most of the time, it's like somebody like take a shot. Like, I'm gonna take a shot to take the nerves down.
How about
like that?
I always wonder how some dudes could smoke and play like that. That for me, I feel like that'll slow me down.
But it's more of it relaxes. Like people I heard, it relaxes me. I can see the game better.
See,
it slows everything down.
Yeah. Right, it's not for everybody, so don't just think that, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, I know, yeah.
Shit works for me, nigga. Shit.
But you ain't playing no basketball.
That's true.
Like, I guess in baseball and basketball, since we don't have no curfew, like for you to be great, man, you got to have your own schedule. And with our sport, I don't know if it's with yours, our bad habits are in the season.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, Nigga, everybody healthy, fit, nigga eating vegan food, got your 6-pack going on because your family's there. Your girlfriend is with you. Yeah, you got your kids. So there's no fucking random trips to Miami on a fucking Friday, nigga. No, none of that. Right?
I was gonna say the schedule changes. Now you out. Now you on the road. The game is at this night. You on the weekend, you in Toronto. You like, man, I'm gonna go out to dinner. That dinner at least is something else. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or getting fat, right? Them shots is taking on right, and that's what ends up happening is the season is what brings you out of shape, like makes you look a little fat because you're taking shots and shit and doing all this, eating bad food, like y'all done played at 10, right? You on a plane, or you eating plane food at 1 o'clock, you land, you order a burger, right? So your diet gets fucked up during the season.
Yeah, I agree. I remember getting into like the Yankees always had the night getaway. So everybody if we were on the road or at home, like if we were on the road, teams the getaway day, we always play the night game. They want the night game. That's the Yankees. Yankees coming to town. They got to make sure that they're not trying to give us the getaway day game. They want to sell out the stadium.
Yeah,
prime time.
We will always get into cities late. There was times we got into certain cities like 5, 6 in the morning. We would stay up, play video games, and order breakfast at like 9 in the morning, then go to sleep.
Yeah,
like that. That's
what, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's different. You're not doing that in the off season.
Nope. And that's why people it's hard for us. Like when people say, like, how can y'all not, like, when y'all retire, fit back into society? Because you're talking about playing baseball since a young age. You've never actually been in society, right? You've been in your own little world. And then when you're done and say, "Are you retired? Do you?" Now I was like, all right. Fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I used to get on the plane, regular plane, and I'm like, all right, can I get a grape soda and peanut butter jelly sandwich? And they're like, excuse me? Oh, shit, y'all are poor. Give me the peanuts and the shared fucking Coke. What the fuck is this?
Niggas ordering off the menu on the plane.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so used to doing something when you get, like, meet with a gym. Do you know I went to 24-hour fitness? I'm in a sauna. A nigga came in a sauna, and I mean, I'm like, and I should like, yo, what you doing? You know, this is my time.
Yo, them gym saunas is wicked, man.
I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that's still my time. Like, I'm thinking this is in my element where y'all knew I had a certain time, and then it's y'all time, like, because y'all ain't gonna come in there talking, farting, smelling, you didn't take a shower. Like, I don't want none of that shit in there. So I'm thinking that in 24 hours, I'm mad motherfuckers in there with me.
Yo, nah. LA Fitness, bro, you go in there, and you thinking, like you said, yeah, you thinking that like, yo, I'm in the league, I'm this. Bro, you go in there, there's an old man walking there with his dick out. You like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like,
you forget, like, when you're coming from the world, you've been in this bitch for 12, 13 years. You don't realize how you've been separated from normal. Like, it's trying to adjust back to being just normal. That's
hard. Yeah, that is hard.
Because you don't know what it is. You don't know what, you don't know what normal is.
You feel like when you play in the league, you basically getting pampered the whole time. Like the Yankees, when we went on the road, they were packing it. They will pack your bags. The only thing you had to put in there was your baseball glove and your baseball cleats. Everything else was in there. Mm-hmm. When you got to the hotel, they will give you the room key before even checking in. We had our room keys in the bus.
Yeah.
Then we will get on the bus. The security be like, "Here's your room key." You going straight upstairs. Your bags are already there. It's like, bro, everything.
Yeah.
Same.
Then you retire, you're like, yo, shit, I gotta bring this shit up myself. What the fuck? Like,
I don't even know how to make my bed, shit. Because whatever I did last night, by the time I get back to the hotel, bitch, clean.
They can throw towels. They just throwing towels on the floor and shit. Like, yo, fire.
No, like it was just one of those things, man. Like, you know, it's like the faster you can just adapt to regular society, it'll be easy. It's easier for an athlete, man. Like try to figure get a gym membership. Like, because you get fat because you don't want to go to the gym because you famous. You know what I mean? Like Derek Jeter can't go to fucking LA Fitness
and just hit an open run.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's trying to, you know, get back to just being a regular human being, even though you got all this money and stuff, just trying to fit in again. And because if you don't, it's a lonely ass world.
Yeah. Gil,
there's no locker room for you no more.
Gil, we made it through 9 innings, man. We got game in under 3 hours.
I'm gonna start going to the games, man. Like because I want to be well-rounded in sports and talking sports, but I don't want to be these type of analysts where you go into the sport and because you got a producer in your ear, you think you can talk it.
Yeah.
You do like if I'm gonna talk baseball, I want to talk with baseball players. I want to go to some practices. I want to go to the games, at least learn this shit for at least a year, right? Before I even say anything about a sport. Don't make it like they get on here and start talking what a player need to do. Like you play football. How are you talking about what a basketball player should do?
Word.
You know how great or leader he is. Like, come on, man, don't do that. Don't make it seem that simple, man.
Yeah, I definitely
like show some respect. Like if I'm going to talk football, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, this player ain't doing this because the RBI." Because I read some shit. I done talked to Chat GPT and he told me this player's rank. Like, nah, stop.
Yeah, the associate producer gave me this little card with little details on it and shit. That's I'm acting like I made this shit up.
That's all it is. Like people like no, they meet with a producer. These are the topics, and the producer is gonna say, "This is the side you're on. These are the notes."
Yeah,
that's how you know nigga don't know the notes, because for the most part they reading it. They just reading the shit right there. Yeah, so you know he done did this. They done. That's it.
They got the end game notes. They reading the whole thing right from it.
Right from it. So for the most part, like 90% don't even know what they fucking talking about. It's the producer that did everything. So I at least want to have the advantage of like going to, you know, the training camp and listening and watching and answering the question. Give myself a year before I even speak on that. Like I'm creating a football show. I got Skip Bayless in. I hit T.O. up. Right. I want to see if T.O. wants in. Right. We're talking to Julian, but they want me a part of it. And I said, look, I could be entertainment. I'm not no analyst. I can ask you questions, but I'm gonna go to someone's training camp and within the 5-6 hours and really learn what this sport's about. This shit is more detailed than watching a nigga get tackled and fucking my Madden skills where I'm fucking about 2 and 26. So obviously I don't know shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what's the dime package? What the fuck? Yeah.
No, but you know, these sports is, man, when you get to that level, man, it's detailed. And to really talk about somebody's game, you got to understand the detail of it and understand like who these guys are.
Yeah, nah. Yo, I say that shit all the time, bro. Like just as from an entertainment perspective, man, like hearing y'all stories about, you know, going like being on the road and stuff like that. Like it took me back to like being on the road as like doing comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different, and like the parallels are so it's all entertainment at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like sports is entertainment. So like there's different levels, you know what I'm saying, of like, yo, like adjustment to like normal life when you're done with the league or with whatever you're doing. But like somebody in the chat said, and this has been sticking in my mind, the difference I think between the NBA and the MLB is NBA, you hoop, you nice, you ranked, you go to college, maybe you don't. maybe you go straight from high school, whatever. In the majors, I feel MLB, I feel like it's more rare to see like a guy like a Bryce Harper, right? Who like at 16, everybody knows like, yo, this guy's the man. He's gonna be in the minors for maybe like a month. You know what I'm saying? There's guys that come up and get drafted, and they in the minors, yo, for years before they get called up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a different structure for sure.
Yeah, somebody says, should most older NBA players don't know how to analyze basketball? No, see, that's the problem. The people who told you the game didn't know how to analyze it, but they dumbed it down for you to actually understand it, right? That's the difference of it, right? They gave you this thing called hot takes, where they just ask you a question. Who's better, Jordan or, who's really the MVP? Scottie Pippen? They're not giving you no information. So when you have someone give you information, you say he sounds stupid, right? Because you weren't taught that way. You weren't taught to look at the game that way. You were taught to look at it from a sense of a radio voice who's visualizing. When you remember radio, right?
Yeah.
How did the radio? Oh, this is what happened. He's making you.
Arena springs the ball up the court. He pulls up for three. Splash. He makes it.
That's where you learned the game from. And then your TV personalities, it was guys who went to school to learn how to deliver something, right? So because they don't know the ins and outs, how can they tell you you're a bad defensive player or this was a bad job if they don't know your scouting report? They never been to the practice themselves to understand what the play is and who to pass the ball to. Like, imagine me going to a game and saying, Brunson needs to pass the ball more. Okay, that's obvious, but I'm sure that they done had 2 years of games and practices. And not one of them motherfuckers say, hey, man, give me the ball. Obviously, he shoots the ball and does what he do for a reason.
That's it.
And then who am I to question that he need to pass the ball to that dude that he sees open, but there's a reason he's open because he can't shoot. Like, all the media does is interfere with the inner workings of nature. There's been a training camp. They done established who's gonna shoot what, when, where, how. Yep. And obviously, these niggas okay with it because obviously they run into their spots, they setting the pick, they getting the ball, giving the ball back, right? So when they see it, they swing, and they look at the rim. Obviously, the order has been set, and this is it. I don't care if you don't like it, but when you interfere with that, that's when the problem comes. Right? If Tibbs plays 6 fucking people, obviously they ain't done shit in practice all fucking year long to earn a minute off that bitch. But we sitting here questioning, he needs to go to a 9-man rotation. I know the other 7, 8 guys sitting there like, hell yeah. Tibbs.
I'm in a contract, yeah.
They haven't earned shit, man, or they'll be on the floor.
That's a fact, bro. Yo, man, listen, and that's why they saying in the chat, that's why I watch Gil's Arena to get all the knowledge from a non-biased inside perspective because he knows ball. You know what I'm saying?
I'm biased to Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
A Laker take, for the most part, if we losing, I'm on bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm on some bullshit when I'm talking about Lakers, right? For the most part.
At least you admit it, bro. A lot of motherfuckers don't admit it. I admit it.
You know when I'm on bullshit, but for the most part, it's entertainment too, right? It's information and entertainment. You have, if you look at inside the NBA, you have Ernie, you have Kenny, you have Shaq, and you have Charles. You have all the elements of a great show. You got your basketball information, you got your credentials, you got your fun.
Yep.
And that's no different here. Where, yeah, I can say, well, Cat's, the way he's built and blah, 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 and say it like that. And everybody like, oh, yeah. Or he's a bitch. He's built like a bitch, right? Right. So now all the New Yorkers, man, they in my DMs. Lucky me, I can't read it because it's in Spanish, so I'm good there, right? My shit don't translate very well, so you know what I mean. But that,
you got to put the Cuban flag in your bio, bro, so they chill.
I know.
You know what I mean? So that's the part of it where when you're talking about viewership, you're talking about sponsorship, when you're talking about ratings, it is entertainment first, right? No one gives, I'm just be honest. You got Mind the Pod, Mind the Game, right? That's LeBron James, right?
Yeah.
And that's, Steve Nash. Between the two of them, 6 MVPs. And motherfuckers sit there like this. Hey man, when this shit over, man? All right, man. I thought I was gonna get some entertainment here. There's some information. Nobody wants that.
Downs and curls.
You know what I mean? Because it's not. You gotta be able to talk to people who don't even watch the sport. Someone has to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Right. When I talk about Cat, people who like Cat gotta feel a certain way about it. Right, they gotta if they can't feel something, even though they don't probably like that motherfucker, but because he's from New York, I fuck with him, so fuck you. That's when you're doing your job.
That's yo, chat. He's
spitting. Like it's just one like I follow these little motherfucking content creators, man, and I just wonder like. Why is he making? Why didn't he make it? And you see the consistency, the drive, and understand how to push the buttons. And
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it, champ. Yo, listen. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas, man. Gil's Arena. Make sure you subscribe, like it. You know what I'm saying? He's doing good.
Yeah, thank you, Gil, for hopping on, man. You kept the chat live.
Anytime, man. Look, listen, man. I'm trying to support, man.
You always give it to people how you see it, and I think people appreciate that. That's like basically what you were saying. But people want, like you said, you want to get entertained, and you definitely do a good job at that.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
I enjoy watching your show, man. I tune in, and I play baseball, but basketball was my first love, so I keep up with you as much as I can.
Before we get out of here, Dellin, who's your player comp and who's your NBA player comp? Who's the guy who's like, yo, my game?
Man, like I don't know. I mean, because for me, I used to come in towards the end of the game. I was big on strikeouts, so whoever. I mean,
no, I'm talking about basketball.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like who?
Oh, you're the closer.
And I'm like the closer, so I need somebody to put in work in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm talking about forget baseball. I'm talking about
I'm going there. I'm saying I come in late.
But I'm talking about a player.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like a Ginobili, Ginobili.
Yeah, like
he's talking about a closer guy, like
yes.
10 seconds left on the clock.
Like the Brunson types, like the Brunson types.
Yeah,
right?
Give me the rock.
Yes. So I mean, I guess Ginobili's a good dude because he was that guy that would come in and give you a nice time.
The fourth quarter. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yo, so listen, man, Gil's Arena, y'all already know. If you don't get familiar, you know what I'm saying? Part of the Playback family. We here, you know what I'm saying? We are giving out 25 free MLB TV subs. Greer's going to hold you down, you know what I mean? Shout out to Greer, shout out to the whole Playback fam. Shout out to Dellin, my guy, you know what I mean? And shout out to Gilbert, for joining us for this Dodgers Mets. Yo, listen, we didn't talk too much about baseball, but the Dodgers got smoked.
I know, I seen that. That's why I was like, I can't celebrate when I'm losing.
You could have taken off that jersey in the first inning. They were down 3-0.
I know, man. It was so funny. I got a lot of Dodger jerseys, man. What's so funny is I'm a diehard. When I'm a fan, I'm a diehard fan. Like I'm buying the jacket. Like I got some of the Japanese shit. I got the Japanese.
I think I got that one too. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna pull it up today, but I was like, nah, not yet. They playing the Clippers of New York. I'm good.
Yeah, you really. Hey, New York people go. I mean, I guess the Yankee fans were like that, but damn.
But not isn't it? But are they the Clippers of? They're the Brooklyn Nets. Isn't that group? Like
Dellin can't say it because he played for both.
So I ain't trying to.
He's trying to catch the heat.
You know.
But you know me, boy.
But they're probably are they one of the only franchises though that actually had success as a second team?
I mean, they haven't won in a long time, but the Mets, they've had success. But like back in the day, they're definitely.
So they're not truly like the Clippers or.
I mean, they won before. Have the Clippers ever won?
No.
Nah.
So the Mets.
So that's the thing, yeah. So they've won, you know what I'm saying? But like the last World Series was, it's been a long ass time.
Okay.
86 was the last one.
Yeah.
So
it's been a while.
69 and 86. So it's been a minute.
All right, I'm about to eat me some dinner.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the chat.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody.